Yesterday, how did you do?
I got second place. I lost by 4 feet.
And today?
I was 700 pounds late because I didn't really know the weight of the tractor, and that was the first time I ever pulled her. And today, well, let's talk about today. I put her in the 16,000 pound class. I put her in turret gear. They were all 280, 290. One was 310, maybe 312.
And you were?
I put her in at 370 feet right in the sand pile. The only mistake I made, I didn't put her right in the registration booth with the girl.
Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. Funky in the air, that's a lot of time. I just wanna know who with the dollar sign. Try and take it from me, take it from me.
Let's make some noise, good running. John Deere out of Ocean, Iowa coming up. We got one right behind you.
Hello, friends. Paul, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Everett and Trent, can you hear me?
Yep.
Perfect. Tim Perry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I've been streaming with this camera. I don't know why I took it home. It didn't work.
No, we took about 10 minutes to try to get. We couldn't hear Tim, and we're like calling each other on the phone and listening. And I was going to bring you guys on in 15-minute segments, but we're going all in, all at once. I hope you guys like each other, and if you don't, pretend you do. How about that, for honesty? So,
no problem.
Good. Welcome.
Yeah, we're good.
So, welcome to Let's Grow Polling, guys. Every Monday night, Kenzie and I and Mike get together, and we always kind of have a weekend review. And obviously, the Gold State Invitational was this past weekend, and it was freaking awesome. And we wanted to bring on some of the people that we met this weekend. Some of you won. Some of you pulled there for the first time, like Paul. Some of you stomped ass, like Trenton. Everett, you won. You beat Hammer down on Saturday night, right, Everett? Or Trent did?
No, Trent did.
Okay, so Trent, you drive the 3.6, and Everett, you drive the 3.0.
No,
we were splitting that truck.
Which one?
I drove it. That's mine. I normally drive it all the time, but since then I've had Trent drive it. This is his fourth time driving it since he's my son. My dad drives a 3.0 truck.
Okay, so he went hard left. What happened Saturday night? Did something break?
He had a senior moment and forgot to turn the steering on.
Okay, well that's fair. That's the most honest thing I've heard all day. So that's the most honest thing all day. Tim Perry, how are you tonight, sir?
Oh, I'm getting over a cold now, or starting a cold, I should say. But,
I put a question on the MLM Motorsports page today. Who's tired today? And they got quite a few comments. So that made me really
between
happy.
the bird racing all week, the last 2 weeks, and I got another race this week, and getting ready to get everything ready to go back east. So we're trying to get everything done before the weather turns.
Awesome. Yeah, we talked about winterizing that. Paul, first time ever down the track. You jump in a modified. You drove it a little harder Saturday night than you did Friday night. So I was proud of you for that. So
Yeah, thank you. Well, it was a blast actually. I mean, it was a first time with that tractor, first time never driving one of those suckers. So it was a good time. I mean, Friday obviously I was nervous being the first time, and Saturday I was excited, ready to roll and do it again. So it was turned out pretty good. It was a blast.
Yeah, I did. I'm struggling today. Okay, I'm struggling today. So Tim, Kinsey's going to put pictures of your super farms up. So you own the smoker. No, you have the Rutten and Ruthless, right, Tim?
Right.
And then your brother Matt has the Smoking Crew.
No, Matt is Smoking Crow. My brother has Power Trip and Back for More. So Jeff,
which one do you have?
I have Rutten and Ruthless.
Okay, there's three of you guys.
Yeah,
there.
So we
we
got 4 tractors in the stable. Matt's not my brother, and Jeff is my brother.
Well, hell, I didn't know all that. See, Tim, I'm learning tonight. This is good stuff. But Tim, this is your tractor.
Right, correct.
So the first time I saw this was at Gordyville in the old tin shed, right?
Yep, and that's when it wasn't even painted then.
Right, I remember that. Okay, but that's your brother's tractor that you won on.
No, that's Smoking Crow. That's Matt Crow's tractor.
Oh, that's right. God dang it. I forgot all about it. Okay.
Come on, Jason. You haven't seen your moment?
I kind of.
What'd you turn? 55 or what?
I'm 49. I'm 49 now, guys. And I thought I was doing good. I caught a red eye to get home. I got home at 10 o'clock Sunday morning, watched my daughter's musical. I slept for 10 hours last night. I thought I was amped up, but I think I'm struggling a little bit. I'm not going to lie, guys. So
yeah.
I'm not.
Time change.
The time change.
What's that, Everett?
Our names.
Time change.
Our names.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, we don't know where it is.
Jason has experienced every continental time zone there is to experience in the past 10 days. So he doesn't
Kenzie
know
was
where
there
he
too,
is.
Mike. Kenzie
That's
was there
true,
too.
but
It's a little.
I'm not struggling as much.
exactly. That's why you're good. You got your Celsius, you're golden.
Yeah, but when hey Jason, when we come out in winter pool, by the time we leave drive, we go either to the dyno or we do picking up parts and going here and then going and leaving Sunday morning and being back home. We're tired too. I mean, you trust me, when we do all that circuit to get back home to 4 days of pounding, we stay
So
busy.
you were winterizing the tractors today and the toter to come back this way. What are you coming back to Cloverdale?
We got Cloverdale and then Murfreesboro if we get in. And we didn't put it in for Louisville, just too many pools, too many winter pools.
Yeah.
Just back to back. And then being on Valentine's Day and then going 1st of January and then into February, it's just, and then we're going to bring them back. We got to do some tuning and then hopefully be ready for the circuit next year. Now, where'd you go?
No, I just muted myself for a second, telling Mackenzie to get some pictures ready. So it's all good.
Oh.
Somebody's texted me and said I need a Coltrane. They're not wrong.
Well, we normally, Jason, we come out in the summer. The PPL they have 4 or 5 pools in a week. So we normally come out during the summer and hit that whole PPL circuit. Goshen. There's a bunch of good pools that we go to, and we get to compete and see what the guys do. And we go run Badger State if we can. If they have a couple, pools that don't conflict with the PPL, but we can run to Badger State. The guys always like to just come up there and pull with them.
So your super farm rules out in California are similar to PPL. You can run coolers, you can run a slotted cover on your charger.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. I said we try to follow PPL rules, pretty much to whatever the guys out here want to do. But for the most part, yeah, everything's PPL set up.
Good deal. Well, they run good. So how is Matt Crow tied into this whole thing with you then?
Well, we're basically like stablemates. You know how you have a stablemate. We are traders together, our toter homes together, and we just do everything together. So it just shares a responsibility. This is the first time I actually drove Matt's tractor, and he's never drove mine. We were talking about it today that we've always had, we've had our guys in the Midwest. Tony McMullins drove our tractor at the Champions Tour. Adam Kazuzik drove it at Murfreesboro for me. So we have a couple of different drivers when we signed up for PPL. So that way if we couldn't make it, the tractors, we never missed a hook at the 2020 Champions Tour. And then we got into Louisville the following year. So it's to go out there to show that you can represent. And then when you go to Louisville, Jason, you've been wanting to pull there. It's one of those milestones you want to do. And that's Matt's bucket list next thing to do. But I think this year we're quite ready yet. We wanted to come out this summer and just didn't get out to do it. And we got some more changes to do for next year. So that way we can compete,
Yeah, I got in 2017 with my 4.1. The first year they had the 4.1s. And then I applied with the Diesel Super last year, but they said they didn't want to put my dad on it. They didn't want to put somebody in a Diesel Super Stock that's never driven a Diesel Super Stock before. So I respected that. So I didn't put in this year. I hurt the tractor pretty bad in Wisner when it lost the water line at 250 feet. It got really, really warm. I know that's weird, but I got some shit to replace. So I'm just shooting to be out.
You selling that gear, you'll get more money to fix it.
Well, yeah, I just need interest rates to go down a little bit.
Well,
it's all good. It's all
don't
good.
come to this state.
Yeah.
Well, you were, but I mean, you didn't buy no real estate out here. So
yeah, no, I'm with you. But I did get my mortgage license out in California, so I'm trying to help a couple pullers out there at my house. Let's move over. So Trent and Everett. So okay, so take this whole American Crane rental thing for me here. Would you, Everett? So your dad is Albert.
Yes.
What's your dad's name? Okay.
My dad's name's Keith.
Keith. Okay, gotcha. I want to get this right. So I did no show prep. How, can you imagine that? I texted Massetti like 3 hours ago saying, "Hey, can you get these guys on tonight?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, Jason." So it was all good.
Yeah, he called me and told me that. He said, I'm not going to be on there, but they wanted you on there. So
Yeah.
he gave me a
We're going to
little
bring
heads
him
up.
on in an hour for Massetti and friends, but I want my own podcast. I want to have it for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Before I let those guys come on. So you guys, so the super farm that Josh Blackburn's been campaigning in Badger State, American Chaos, that's your dad's?
Yes.
Or is that yours, Everett?
No, that's my dad's.
That's your dad. So you guys have the super farm, the 3.0, and the 3.6.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
Who normally drives the 3.6 truck?
Me.
Okay, and then Trent, you start driving the 3.0?
Yes.
No.
No.
That's his
My,
dad's.
uh,
That's
he-
Grandpa's.
My dad drives the 3.0, and then when he goes back there, he drives the super farm. My
Okay.
dad does, but Josh drives it when he's not back there. But my dad usually drives the 3.0.
Okay. But you
So
said all that happened
I
Saturday
just-
night was steering, right?
So
Or
I
you prepped to
decided
turn
to
the
put
steering.
Trent in my 3.6 truck 3 pools ago.
Yeah.
In Turlock, I asked Brian at Sousa Memorial. I asked Brian if he could do a little test pull, make sure he's good. And he did before the show started. And then he pulled it in Turlock, and injection pump broke and stuck wide open on him. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't give him no rundown on that one. But he shut it down like a pro, and then he pulled it at Modesto Junior College. Did a great job. And then, this was his 4th pull on it, and did an awesome job.
And Trent, how many times have you driven the 3.6 truck then?
4 times. I've driven it in practice and then 3 shows.
Okay. And then you won Saturday night, right?
Yeah, Maroney beat Dad Friday night by 8 foot, then I beat him Saturday night by 20.
Okay, so you guys got the ring then?
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, you got to show it off. But Perry, did you get the ring too with Smoking
Yes,
Chrome?
I did. Yeah,
Awesome.
I did get it.
That's one thing neat about Brian's event out there. They did get a ring for being like a weekend winner. Is it similar? It's similar to like Bowling Green points, right? Like a point system, lowest point wins. And then you guys
Correct.
tied with Mulrooney, and then you took total distance, correct?
Yeah.
We took total distance, yes.
Perfect. Yeah, your guys' internet is just lagging just a titch there, so that's why it takes a second there, everybody. So, Trent, how old are you, bud?
17.
So you're a junior?
Senior in high school.
Senior? Same age as my daughter. Good deal. Good deal.
Nice.
So what's your earliest pulling memory of your dad and your grandpa then? What's the first time you remember pulling? How old were you and where'd you go?
Probably 10, and then somewhere out in Nevada.
Gardenton or Gardnerville.
Yeah, Gardenton or Gardnerville. We were out there pulling, and Grandpa pulled it right out the gates, and no one was expecting that. It was pretty cool.
Was that with the truck or was that with the super farm?
The truck, the Super Farm's only been over here one time at Madera.
Okay. Gotcha. And for Badger State fans, that's the track. It's American Chaos. They got second in points this year in Badger State points. And your dad made it very clear to me, Everett, that it was next year it's going to win. He was very, very adamant about that. So.
That's what Josh and him are very adamant about, winning the points next year.
I like it.
They're trying.
Yep.
It might be headed to the farm show. They got invited to the farm show, but I don't know, depending on weather.
Oh, they got the letter back already that they're in?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, I didn't know letters were out already. Did you?
Wait,
Wow.
The Louisville farm show or their farm show?
Oh, Tulare or Louisville?
No, not Tulare. Louisville. Isn't it Louisville, the big farm show
Yeah.
back there?
Yeah.
You submit your applications and then they mail you back either a bigger packet. If you get a big packet, you're in. If it's a small letter, you're not getting in. So.
I don't know. I just heard it was invited to there.
Okay. Well, Josh Blackburn would know. They probably have him on speed dial, don't you think?
Probably. They'd be like seeing. Okay.
It's all good.
Hey, Jason, the applications were due, like middle of last month, so they haven't selected, I'm sure, yet. They just got an invitation.
Yeah.
So
That,
they do the selection.
but second Badger State points is going to get you in.
Yeah.
Because there's how many sessions at Super Farms? 3? Wednesday night, Thursday night.
And then
I know the first place one that they don't do indoor pooling, so I don't think they're going for sure. So
Okay.
Vinny's, I don't think they're going.
Yeah, Vinny's, yeah.
I'm sure you'll get in. That'd be cool. If it gets in, Everett and Trent, you have to come out to Louisville, okay?
Okay. But Dad told Josh if it's too much weather, we're not going. So
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You just have to get on an airplane. You fly over the snow.
Yeah,
I know that.
Put a
He's
thicker
talking about
jacket on.
Josh.
Put a thicker jacket on.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not worried about me getting there.
Well said. Hey, thanks again for American Crane Rental. I know you guys are one of the bigger sponsors of that event, and that event is awesome for the West Coast out there. It's nice to see the crowd slowly grow over the years. I'm still not satisfied at all until we fill those bleachers, Everett. But Saturday night was the best crowd I'd seen, and that was a lot of fun out there. So.
Right. Friday night's going to be hard because they still got football going on. That's why Trent couldn't pull Friday night because he's in championship and football.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of football going on. So it is going to be hard to fill them stands Friday night, I believe.
Yeah, Brian's in a tough spot at that facility because he gets told basically when he's going to have that. Based around the flea markets and the fair and the race schedules. That's why it's moved out here as much as it has. So, but it's all good. That's all good. All right, let's go to our rookie. So I was walking through the pits and I see all these game trekking trucks all lined up, all looking nice. And I'm like, who's this guy? I'm like, shit, that's Forzine's old tractor. So I called Craig.
That's what I thought. Yep.
I said, Craig, I'm standing next to your old tractor. He goes, yeah, I don't know if I like the blue, but the red still looks good on it.
That tractor is so easily identifiable too. I mean, you can just be watching at home on the live stream with no prior knowledge, and you take one look at that, and you're like, "That's the old second-degree burn tractor." So there's a lot of old East Coast iron pulling out on the west side this weekend.
Well, I had at least 20 to 30 text messages about Paul's tractor. Like, is that Craig's old tractor? Is that I'm like, yes. I should have set up an auto text on there. Yeah. So, Paul, I want to know a little bit about you. I know Tim really well. I'm getting to know the Powells. I'd like to know just about your life, your family, your job, and what made you decide to go out and spend a couple $100,000 and go tractor pulling. So,
well, I've always been grew up in the dairy and farming is what we did with my family, and then I got involved here with cane trekking, which is my in-laws. And started running this deal here, and pretty much been around for a long time. Next year, make 100 years for us being in business here at Cane Trucking, and surfing California up and down the state here, and pretty much doing a lot of road oils, dust controls, all the roads here in Tulare County. Pretty much Cane Trucking oiled them when they first got built. We got involved with making organic dairy compost. We manufacture it, we sell it to the farmers, truck it back out, and deliver it to them. Started getting net hauling, and now we're focused on the construction side a little heavier than what we were before. So it's a whole family affair pretty much here on this deal here. And why did I get into it? I was younger. You see the pools here all the time. It faded out. Now it's coming back. Steve Melanage was one of our customers, and I started running around with him and his crew to the pools and got more excited. And as I went back, he sent me back east to go pick up a trailer for him that he bought from Cordsign, and I ended up buying the tractor. So it's like put it back home at the same time. You know,
that's how I bought my limited pro chassis, Paul. I went down to Hart's to get a turbo for my hot farm. We blew it on a Thursday night in Lancaster, Wisconsin. We had a points pull on Saturday. We drove all night down to Missouri and back to get the turbo. And I saw my chassis, the chassis I bought, sitting there. And I'm like, what are you guys going to do with that? And they're like, oh, we were going to go pro stock. We decided we should go component. And I said, I want it. So I bought it. So that I kind of have that similar story, Paul. So
yeah, I mean,
there was two of them, Jason, wasn't there?
What's that, Tim?
There was two of those chassis sitting there, though, wasn't there?
Yeah, Tony McDonald has one of them, and then I had the other one. Yep. Yes, sir. So sorry, Paul, I talked too much. So
no, that's okay. You're good. Yeah, that was my wife and boys are telling me I need a hobby because all I do is work. That's what we do, you know. It's just my bad habit. But never been involved in motorsports or anything like that. I've always loved it. And they say, Dad, you need a hobby. Get something on that. Well, I started going with Steve there, and I love the heck out of this deal here. I had a lot of fun, and it's pretty good. So I put the deal together. We got it, you know. And the boys are laughing about it here the other day because they're like, yeah, you know, we told Daddy he needed a hobby to do, and I think all we did is create more work for ourselves here now, another job.
Yeah, so that, and you're gonna need to work even harder because tractor pulling ain't cheap. So it's all good. So.
Yeah, well, we're gonna figure that out real quick because after Saturday night's pull, we put a hole in the block. So there we are already gonna go into it.
Yep.
But it was fun. It was a blast. I mean, whole new deal.
Did you buy anybody's existing motors, or did somebody put something new together? What's your engine program look like?
Yeah, so we ended up buying both motors from Donnie Sullivan, and
Oh,
got it from him. Of course, we met Brent here through Steve and everything like that, and got involved with the tractors. And yeah, we bought his motors there. And Brent's been great to work with, helping us out. Donnie's helped us out too. You know, I mean, Steve's even helped us out and given us some advice too as well. So it's been pretty good. I mean, I couldn't have done it without those guys. You know, kind of pointing us in the right direction and getting set up with what we need to do. You know, and then just for the record though. Craig's tractor was red, but our red is a whole lot brighter red than what he had on there. So
I was gonna try to get Craig to come on tonight. I just ran out of time today, just getting traveling all day yesterday and getting home. I kind of got back into my real job, and it was kind of a crazy day. So
sure. No, Craig's a great guy. I never met him. He was off on his own on those playing ball there with the girls there, you know, so I never did meet him. I only talked to him on the phone, and we put the deal together. And I mean, just talking to him on the phone, I can hit it off with him. He was a pretty good guy right there. I enjoy talking to him and everything. So it was good.
He's a good human being. Very, very good guy. That whole family. He's grown up in the sport and married to Ashley, and obviously that's Larry Kester's daughter, and just a huge pulling family, well connected. So you bought a good piece. I've watched that tractor win multiple pulls. I've watched it win the farm show, that chassis. And if you're working with Brant, with watching Mel and Angel's tractors run, clearly, awesome stuff there. Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Tim, coming back to you. Tim, how long have you been pulling, and how did you get started in this sport?
It's been about probably 12 years now. My brother got started with a diesel pickup, and then he bought a tractor that actually pulled there last night that he started with like a 12,000 pound hot farm, a 12,000 pound stock class that the VTPA had it. Then I think Alan Babel had his little 6030 that he sold that. I bought it, and then he built his Under the Influence tractor. So I started with the 6030. Then I went to Midwest Winter Nationals. So Clint Tucker pulled there. I busted my tractor, and then I ended up hooking up with all the Missouri boys. So my tractor stayed in Missouri for a while. And then I ended up buying Dick Bonner's Pro Stock, was the Brute Force.
Yeah.
And then I had that Brute. Well, it was Brute Force. I had Brute Force Pro Stock, which now was sold to Ken Summers, which is that chassis. And then I'm sure it's been cannibalized since then, but that's the tractor that I sold, and Humphrey built me the new one, so I have my new tractor. So
Good deal.
So it's kind of been a change of all different stuff. Everything's gone pretty much. Started all over new.
Sean Weens put his alcohol super stock up for sale today, and somebody tagged you in the comments. Are you going to go buy an Alky Super and take it back west, or did you see that notification?
I seen that. Scott Crow tagged me on that. No, I think Matt's got his new 5.0 Pro, and I think eventually, I think the 5.0 Pro class is where we want to go. You know, believe it or not.
It's taken off like crazy. The Outlaws have had it for about how long? The Outlaws had it over 10 years. Yeah, and it really maybe 15.
Yeah, so we'll be out with, we'll have 5 tractors out there at Midwest Winter National. We'll have the 5.0 Pro. We'll have Jeff's back from Moore will be there, mine, Matt's, and then we got another 466 that's done. That's out there pulling. Adam Kazuzik will be pulling that one, so another new tractor. So
is that Kazuzik of the Kazuziks out of Illinois with their pro?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So we're hoping like next year that after the last Outlaw pull, they'll bring the 5.0 Pro and that one home, and hopefully we'll have it for the GSI for next year. We'll have two 5.0 Pros.
Well, if both of our super stocks are running next year, we're going to bring both of them out and just make some exhibition passes too. So I know that's a long shot when we talk about those kind of tractors, but I talked to Doug Meisinger today, my stablemate, and told him we're going out. He said as long as we stop in Vegas for his wife to go gambling for a couple days. I said, yeah, we could probably do that. So it's all good. It's all good. All right, I'm gonna swing over to Trent and Everett here. How did you guys? Yeah, sorry, Trent. Unmute yourself there. They're talking shit about us while we were having our. These guys are 15 minutes late. They don't know what they're doing. Everett, how did pulling get started? Was it your dad or was it you, or how did it all get started for your family?
That 3.0 was for sale on Racing Junk. Making bacon. It was Justin Gearhart's, but then he sold it to the guy in I forget the guy's name up there in Wisconsin. He has a diesel shop, but that was making bacon. And
Is that,
I told
is that
Dad,
one of Brett Myers' old trucks?
No.
no.
GMC.
Brent had GMCs. You're right. My bad. He said somebody in Wisconsin has a diesel shop.
He has, he has a twin to the 3.6 truck now. Remember, mine used to be
Smoking.
Rock
smoking.
diesel?
Yes, he has a diesel. Brett, is it Brett? Brett? No, I can't
Is it
remember.
Rock
I just
diesel?
heard it. It's a diesel.
No, I know that. I'm trying to think. Is it Rock Diesel? Has a 360
No.
Ben Schimpf? I think who has it?
I think he put a
Stahl.
Chevy body on it.
Was it one of Stahl's?
Ryan Stahl.
Ryan Stahl out of Northwest Missouri.
No, Knucklehead.
Ryan Stahl.
Another Illinois, yeah. From Sandwich.
Anyways, we bought it from him. It was on Racing Junk. I told Dad, I said, hey, I think we should get into this.
Yes.
And so we went back there and bought it and brought it out here and went to Nevada for the first pull. So that was mine, smoking. Yeah, it was, but it was smoking too from Tyler Dillard had smoking.
Yeah.
And then his brother had the other one smoking too.
Yep.
So
I remember
smoking
that.
two is where we bought that making bacon. Whoever has smoking two right now. I think his name's Brett something. I don't know. I just was talking to Hazley's about him this morning. I can't remember his name right at the moment, but
Yeah. Patty was texting me to make sure she got on the live stream, so it's all good.
oh, nice.
Yep.
So yeah, we bought that. That was making bacon before we bought it.
Okay.
But yeah, got that, and then I pulled it a couple times, pretty excited, and then we found smoking. It was sitting back there at Hazley's for a while, and Tyler wanted to sell it, and here we are.
So I know the 3.0 trucks on the West Coast can run with anybody in the central part of the world. Out here in the Midwest, I know the super farms can do that. I know the mods can do that. It's really fun. I know a lot of people were watching the live stream, this past weekend. I think Everett's perception's kind of always been, the West Coast stuff doesn't run as hard as our stuff does back here. And I think some people got their eyes open. You know what I mean? Because Tommy and Dylan really pounded on everybody Friday night. But Saturday night, everybody was in 10. Britschke was only 6 feet back, right? I think in the big mod class.
Who was?
Everett. Tom and Dylan in the heavy mod class. They won both nights, but I think Britschke was only just right behind them, like 6 feet, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was close.
The point I was trying to make was that stuff on the West Coast runs just as good as stuff in the Midwest. And I think there's always this perception that the West.
We have shittier tracks.
It's just where tracks aren't like what you guys got back there.
You can say that again.
No, they're not. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, Jason, we don't run hardly any front end weight out here.
I noticed that.
Yeah, that's one thing Kenzie said to me. It's like, where's all the front end weight? Why do you have my video up there? I mean, I'm a
I
beautiful
know.
man.
I thought you were Portuguese, Jason. You keep using your hands. All the Portuguese people here talk with their hands.
I thought everybody on the West Coast was Portuguese. I thought. Italian? What's
enough?
Paul? What are you? You Italian?
No, I'm Portuguese.
Okay, so that's
Yep. So you got a lot of Portuguese out here, Dutch, Hispanic. There's Italians as well. Quite a bit of those here. So it just depends what area you're in.
Melanesio's Italian, right? He's like a gangster.
Yeah. He's like the mafia. He's Italian.
That's why I always do it. Hey, Steve Melanesio, how you doing? Because I said to him, I got to be nice to you. You're going to pick me up in a ¡79 Cadillac, and I'm not coming back. He's kind of chuckling. We're not too far from the desert out there. We drove through the desert to get to you guys. So that was a lot of fun.
You're right. And there's a lot of lagoons around too.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of lagoons on the dairies.
Yep.
You were 6/10 of.
So split power that are done. But that's my point. And I think you guys really, the whole country got to see good West Coast pulling. And I think now that Owens's came out, the farm truck came out, to pull with you guys in the 3.0 class. I think this is really gonna take off and grow. It's the right time of the year for our people to head west. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I feel good about everybody.
I think so. And Farm Truck he had an awesome pull Friday night. I mean, he pulled out there, 6 feet in front of everybody. I believe 6 or 8 foot in front of everybody Friday night. But then Saturday night, track was different, and other sled. So, yeah.
Okay,
It's
note to self:
just
be nice to
different
Paul.
track.
Yeah, note to self: see that comment, Everett? Be nice to Paul.
Yeah, I can get rid of stuff pretty easily right there.
Yeah. That's good stuff. I like how Brian did that switching. He didn't switch tracks. He just switched. He left the sleds on the same track, right? And everybody
Right.
Switch sides.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that.
No, we switched. The sled switched both sides. We pulled on the west track, and the other sled switched. They switched. They did switch.
Tim, on your pass on Saturday night, did you move the sled at all? Because it took you to the right, and then you tapped on that brake, and you had the momentum, and that thing swung around, and you laid it out there. You won by over 12 feet, didn't you, on Saturday night?
I think
14.
Yeah, 14. I think it's 14 feet. Yeah.
So,
well, we were the first hook with Matt's because they had us back to back, and Matt couldn't come with the wedding. So on Friday night, Matt's tractor didn't want to get out of gear, so we had to tow it off. And then when I went to go line up, it wouldn't go into gear. I didn't think we were going to get it hooked up. So I figured if we went back to back, there was no way I'm going to hop in and go back there and not slow up the show. You had to get going and a bunch of stuff going on. So I asked Ross if we could swap spots so that way I could go first. And that's, especially in the PPL when we were back to back like that and Tony's driving both tractors, it's kind of tough. We got a good network of guys to help us. And it seemed like this last week and everybody that was supposed to come didn't come. So it was really kind of bizarre because Clint Tucker sent me a message the other day and goes, "Hey, my brother's in California." And he goes, he wants to come out and see what, come check your operation out. And I said, sure. So he come by and we were doing the birds that day. And he goes, well, I'm doing, this project up in Lodi or whatever. And he says, hey, you mind if I come to pull? And sure. So he stuck around all weekend. He was our tow truck guy. He moved everything around for us, did a bunch of stuff. So it was kind of nice that Nick was out. So I know Nick does a lot of the tracks out there for the Midwest. So he kind of see what's going on out here. And, we, just like everybody else said, that our tracks kind of need a little bit more attention. The pullers out here pulling and Brian and the guys do a tremendous job working with what they got. A lot of this stuff that we got, it's just not show up a week before. These guys have been conditioned these national pulling tracks for, decades. So these tracks are, we're pulling on a Turlock is probably the worst track to pull on. And I'm sure the pals know that. That sand is it's just, it's just terrible. So you got to figure out how to run out there, no front end weight, and we go back easy, you better pile it on. So it makes a big difference when we're going. And then horsepower too, that horsepower trying to hook it up to the ground is hard. So we got to play with our weight. And then you go back there and, Gordyville's and Louisville. I mean, I'm sure there's some better tracks, but those tracks are tough tracks. They're really good horsepower tracks. So
no, they sure are. Everett or Trenton, have you guys ever had your trucks out west or out in the Midwest or out east?
Not yet.
I like what he said.
But they've been talking on. They've been wanting us on Facebook. Hazley's wants us to go to Dark Corners next year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there'll be 65 of them.
Yeah, we only had 62 3-year trucks this year, Everett. So if you guys bring a couple, we'll have 65. So the one thing I noticed, Everett, in the 3-6 class, they were on Friday night. I didn't get to watch on Saturday night because I had to go catch my flight to get home. You guys really were walking them out almost 50, 75 feet. I don't see that a lot in the 3-6 class back here at home. Is that just because of the track conditions then?
I believe so. I mean, back there, I believe I haven't pulled on one, but I've seen them. They seem a lot harder. It's almost like asphalt when you got, and so you can hook up really quick and easy. I believe.
No, it makes sense. Paul, first time driving it. I mean, who was coaching you along? What was your driving style? Okay, who was kind of your mentor for that first time out of the gate?
Well, Brent kind of explained a lot of things to me there, and Donnie did as well. And then Steve gave me some pointers. He comes to our office every day, so kind of been talking for a while, asking questions and stuff like that too, is on that part. But yeah, those guys there, you know, they had a big part in here and then helping us out, right? I mean, it's all new, so we got a lot of questions and will you do this? Will you do that? You know, and like, let's roll into it easy and go for it. So that's what we did. That's why Friday I was nervous as can be. I couldn't sit down. I was just kind of pacing all over the place, you know, and don't want to look like an idiot too on camera. You guys are out here full pull live, right, doing this whole thing. So it's like, well,
Yeah,
I got to make sure.
Only a couple thousand people watched. So, I mean, earlier there wasn't that many people watching, so it's no big deal.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah, it was not too bad. But yeah, it was fun. I mean, once you got all geared up and got out there on the track and stuff like that, you know, it was just a matter of going. I mean, I hesitated for a while. I went on the throttle and didn't go all the way because I started focusing on pedaling the brakes there, and then it's like, oh shoot, I still got to go more. So then that's when you can hear I punched it the rest of the way to go, you know, and it was fun though. I mean, after that, I was all charged up and it was ready for the next day. It was great. It was a good time.
Well, and I'll tell you what, that would have been tricky pulling out there on Friday night too, because that wagon was loaded in your class. We saw distances in the 250s, and if you were in the 280s, I think, what'd you get, third? Didn't you third?
Mike, he's in. So they have a heavy mod, a light mod, and then what do they call that? The
heavy?
No, heavy mod and light mod, right? Yeah, there's light mod, and heavy mod. He had the 2-engine tractors in the mod class, Mike.
Okay, you weren't. So we're not talking it wasn't the triple and the quads.
They put the stomps on like the heavy mod class. Like I think Tom Owens won at 290.
58, 72, and the 8,000. Is that what you're talking about, Jason?
Yeah. Yep.
Or it says 72 to 75, I think, Outlaws. But 58,
7,400.
7,400 or something like that.
7,400. Yep. So yeah, I got fourth place on Friday. I pulled 276 feet. So that's kind of where that ended up out there.
Did you go pretty straight on Friday night, Paul? Did you have to get on the brakes at all?
Just a little bit. Not bad. It went pretty straight. And just had to get on there a few times, but not bad at all. And pretty much was done before. You know, you just got started and you're already done. It went pretty quick.
Yeah. No, it's that's one thing. Pulling's a lot of work for 13 seconds, but it's a fun 13 seconds. You gotta like that a lot. So.
Well, there's a lot of things for less than that goes only for a few seconds. You're done really quick. It takes longer to get dressed or undressed. So, you know.
Well said.
It costs a lot of money too.
We'll have to get Jim Massetti on too, because he likes to talk about chasing Joan around the house. So Brian will speak him back on at 9:30. So good stuff. Yeah, we do. We spend a lot of money for seconds sometimes. It's all good in the hood. So I'm happy. Trent, close your ears, you young little athlete.
Really now.
Yeah. No, it was a good time. I mean, getting this whole thing ready. I mean, we talked to Brian, see if we can get it, you know, if we can get it ready, if he let us come and pull, and he was more than happy to let us come over. So we want to hurry up and get her going. So it was all hands on deck. I mean, we didn't worry about trucks for a little bit because we were focused on this deal here to try to hurry up and get done. And, you know, we built all of our trailers in house, a lot of custom stuff we do for ourselves here and for the trucks and everything. And we did a lot of custom stuff on this tractor here to make it to our style and how we like things a little bit too particular sometimes probably, but that's just the way we are. We like it right. So,
it looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing. You should be very proud of it. Now, so what sucks is, Paul, now you got the bug. Now you got to wait a little bit. I don't know. When's the next, is it Tulare like in February or something?
Yeah, February, usually around the 12th to 13th, somewhere right around there.
Do they run the mods there, or is that track just too sandy for the mods?
It was a little, so we did a pool there at the farm show for the antique farm show, which is right after the regular farm show. It's in April. So they did a pool there this year, 2024. And it was a little bit sandy, dry, you know, but they're going to get it fixed up and do a little bit more because coming into 2025, they're actually going to have the farm show pool at the farm show in the back there where they're kind of starting to set up the motorsports section there.
Oh, okay. So that it'll be at a different spot then.
Yeah. Before it was always at the fairgrounds in town there, and that was always kind of a nightmare for everybody trying to drive through all the traffic going on here to get to it. So this next year they're going to have it. They're going to have it over here at the farm show.
Jason, it's the same time as the Louisville farm show. Same time.
Oh,
same week every time. It's always
why would they do that? No, but why? I mean, like, you would think like Big John Deere and like International, but I guess they can have two teams that go out.
They have enough people.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
You're a little sarcastic after spending 10 days in a motorhome.
But I'm not crazy enough to ride around.
I don't think. Hey, my horsey video has been pretty popular.
It is.
I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not gonna lie. Good stuff here. Before we let you guys go, it's a question we like to ask. Tim, if you could build from it, are you gonna say 5-0, or are you gonna say no? How do we do this? How do you want to do this, Mike? Do we want to ask who else they want to drive out on the West Coast? Or you want to ask them?
Yeah, if you could jump into another class that's offered an MLM or that would be at the GSI, you know, what you saw this weekend, what other class would trip your trigger the most?
Tim, you go first.
I think I would I'd like to drive a diesel pickup. Probably, I don't know, the 3.6 or whatever. I'd like to drive a diesel pickup. I remember when there was another pickup out here that was sold. Guy up from Petaluma area in Northern California, he had a nice truck, and there was nobody to compete against, and I think he sold it. It was a nice diesel pickup.
Yes, red one. Oh, it's in Texas.
Yeah, he sold that pickup. I don't think he had nobody to compete against, but I'd rather drive a diesel pickup.
Oh, red.
Yeah, red with flames on it.
I'm trying to think what it was.
Big Bad Dodge.
Yes, Big Bad Dodge. Yes,
Big Bad Dodge is right. Yeah.
I haven't seen that truck out for a couple years, guys. When Superstock Diesel first got popular, Everett, it was out quite a bit. He's a big dude too. He's like 6'8".
Yes, he is. I met him, and he's a Hazley guy, and he's been very busy at work. Patty told me so because I asked Chris Ryan.
Yep.
Yes, he's a very nice guy.
Absolutely. Tim,
I like the smoke, not the alcohol stuff, so I'd rather stay with the smoke.
That's all right.
I hear you.
Tim, one other question for you. What do you think is the fastest growing class out west in California right now for competitors? What class? What vehicles class?
Well, I've seen all these mods coming in.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot of mods coming. I mean, our
Yep.
super farm class has gotten big. We got quite a few tractors that are, I know, in the works. I think I know a couple of guys building some tractors or buying them, or there's some that are broke that are not out. But we would like to promote more of the diesels if we could. We get a bigger diesel class. But I know the mods are just, these guys are buying these mods. They want to work on that stuff. So I give the praise to them. You know, Brant, it'll keep Brant busy, I'm sure.
Yep. Good stuff. Well, the Super Farms ran awesome this weekend, Tim. They put on a great show. So the crowd went wild when the first one went down the track Friday night. That was good to see.
I should have heard the crowd in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, Kenzie, if any graphics were wrong this weekend, any distances or anything, it's Kenzie's fault.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And you can, guys, I mean, if you want to go back and watch it, you can still go on and you can subscribe to Full Pull and you can watch it over and over and over again on that. So Trenton, you've only been in the 3.6? You're kind of spoiled. The first vehicle you got to get into is a pro stock vehicle, or
Yeah, get the biggest, baddest truck out here.
I'm not gonna disagree. I'm not gonna disagree at all. What other classes do you enjoy, Trenton, or what other class would you like to drive something in?
If I was probably going to drive another vehicle and pulling, I'd probably go to a super farm. I think those are pretty sick. That'd probably be the other thing I'd go to.
I like it.
Well, let's just swap. You drive mine and I'll drive yours. How about that?
I don't draw one yet, but I'll drive yours.
Everett, what about you?
If Brian had a super stock class, I think that'd be pretty cool. But it would have to be another diesel.
Yep. I feel so bad for Paul sitting down in the bottom right corner, all the spark plugs all by himself.
Yep.
Jason, if you bring your tractor out next year, we could swap.
There you go.
That's not really a swap though, Tim. I mean, I got a couple minutes.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. If I want to drive, I'll drive yours as diesel. Still got smoke.
Oh, I love it.
There's 2 nights, so you can figure it out.
We'll talk about it. So, Everett, what do you think?
I don't know if you can fit in my tractor, Jason.
Oh, I could. I'll lose weight if I have to, Tim.
That's what you said last year.
I did, and then I do really good during the week, you guys. But then, like Thursday, I screwed my diet up Thursday, Friday, Saturday because my wife comes into my office day at noon and goes, "Ready for lunch?" I said, "Nope, I'm going back on my starvation diet, and then I'll be good, and then I'll weigh myself, and I'll come home and I'll gain 5-6 pounds. Everything I lost is back." So, I have a weekend off, so I'm gonna see what happens here in the next 10 days before we go to the Outlaw Banquet. So it's all good. Everett, what do you think what do you see in the biggest growth in California? Because I feel like I've been involved now for 3 years with Massetti on the social media side of the business for him, and then just coming out to GSI. I feel more momentum than I ever have. Just talking to you guys and the amount of pulls, and Brian owns 2 sleds now. And there's a lot of good stuff going out there. Do you feel like the mod class is seeing the biggest surge, or are we going to see more diesel trucks out there?
As far as the diesel classes, I feel like the Superform tractors and the 3.0s. I mean, the 3.0s are really growing.
There's
I mean,
a lot of them that weren't there. There.
yeah, when Dad got into it, there was only probably 4 or 5 in the 3.0, and now I think we have 11 or 12 in that class. So
Just at Brian's, there's more that are still getting built and done.
yeah,
That class is growing coast to coast. That's got to be one of the most popular and fastest growing classes, period. I mean, I'd love to know how many 3.0 diesel trucks have been built in the past 5 years and how many total there are. That class is really gaining traction.
Sounds like something you should write an article about, Mike, next week.
Ooh.
Did you write an article this week?
It's coming out tomorrow.
Sweet.
Fingers crossed, hopefully.
California Duramax took it. Let's go. Yeah, is everybody buying parts from the Midwest, or are there some builders out there on the West Coast that are building some good stuff for the diesel trucks?
There's a couple of builders out here, but I would say the stuff that's out here for the most part's been built here, especially the Duramaxes.
Cool. Paul, that truck now down here on the corner all by himself. Like I talked to our mod guy. I feel there's a lot of momentum just in the last couple of years, Paul, in the mod class, and having somebody like Brant Sullivan out there is going to help. I mean, he comes from obviously a tradition of winning and knowing how to make stuff run. I think that 2-wheel drive class, Paul, is going to take off. I really do. I think next year there'll be double digits pretty easy. So.
Yeah, I'd say you're right. I mean, there's already quite a few people looking at trying to build some of those 2-wheel drive trucks. I mean, they're all excited about it, so that's good. I mean, it seems like, and I'm new to the deal here, but I kind of, I was there last year. I went on a Friday with Steve there and was there for the day, and just what I seen was in the stands and what was pulling last year on that Friday versus this year's Friday. I mean, you've already grown quite a bit with people showing up to it and coming over to this deal here. So it's starting to get rolling out here a little bit better now finally. So hopefully it just keeps on going from there. But yeah, 2-wheel drives, people are looking at that part. Brand's out here, big promoter too, just as well, right? I mean, he's in the mix of a lot of it, knows a lot of people, and does a really great job. So that's a big plus to have him out here. If he wasn't out here, heck, who knows? Maybe Steve wouldn't been as deep as he is on all his tractors and trucks he's got. Maybe not. And I probably wouldn't be in it. Who knows? It's hard to say, but that's it is growing, so it's a good thing.
Did Craig ever have 4 on that tractor? I know he's had 3 on it. Could you put 4 on that with that current configuration? I'm not sure how all that mod stuff works.
No, when I got it from him, he'll set up for 3.
Okay.
Still got the gearbox, and the whole housing there, the bell housing to put it on there. If I want to put a third motor on there, we can.
Okay.
But we just capped it off and run the 2 for right now to get started, get the ball rolling, and then as we progress, who knows? Maybe we throw a third one on, or maybe do another tractor. I don't know, But I mean, I'm excited today from over the weekend. I'm still excited. So.
I would be too. Let's be honest. I'm just tired, but I'm still excited. So it's all good.
Yeah, no, it was fun, but it seems like the mod class it is growing on that part. I mean, there's still another 1 or 2 more that haven't made it out that I understand is being built there, but it's going to take off.
Yeah, this was by far, and I don't want to knock the first couple of years, but this is by far the best GSI there's been. Just from all the classes, and I feel like the competitiveness, is that the right word? Mike?
Yep.
Competitiveness. I think that's the best.
Competition.
Thank you, Mike. That's the best competition I've seen out there. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So hopefully it just keeps going.
We're who has the you make everybody the same size for me. Real quick, who has some of the bigger crowds out there, Everett or Tim or Paul? Some of the polls you've been is it Tulare? Do they, because of the farm show? Where do you see if we could go to one poll with the biggest crowd? What event is it out there out west?
I think in Nevada, Urington, and Gardnerville, those people packed the stands. It's been a while since I've been in Tulare, but with them having it at the farm show, probably would actually be a way better setup than what they've had in the past.
Good.
Yeah, just for the farm show one here, I mean, that's been a good one. Even at the fairgrounds, you see quite a bit of people in there. But if it's going to be held at the farm show, like they're talking about doing it, I think it's going to be a whole lot better because there's a lot of people in the beer garden drinking and all that. And if it's right there on the grounds, they're going to just migrate right on over to that deal, And I mean, I like it. We're not going to pull the tractor very far. We're right there. We're not having to hurry up and get to middle of town, so it's pretty dang good.
Yeah, John Borson, Willits, and then Stockton is that the guy that has the putting in and the pulling out trucks or whatever, pulling out and putting in? Is that him, Everett McCullis?
Yeah. Who's that?
Does he have country mod trucks? Like one's called putting in and one's called pulling out. Is that Greg? Does he own those trucks?
Yeah, I'm not for sure on that one.
Okay, Stockton has the good road. Oh,
but yeah, Stockton. This last because we put on the Stockton event and there was quite a few people that showed up this year for Stockton event. Yeah, but the packed houses have been those two over there, but it's been a while. I mean, my motor's been out of my pull truck for 3 years, so it's been a while since I've been up pulling.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, good to have you back.
Yeah. Thank you.
JP says Sublimity, Oregon. I've heard about that one. Greg McCullough says, yep, that's me. Jordan Taylor, West Coast Diesel Show is always sold out crowd.
That's true. That's true. Santa Rosa, that crowd is a packed house there. He's right on that one.
John Spielman says 6,000 super stock. Okay, that's a class I was thinking that the putting in, the pulling out trucks are in. Fagundes, my short little Portuguese ornery friend. I love that guy. When Oakdale had a pull, biggest crowd by far. Oakdale, where's Oakdale at compared to like where I was in Madera, guys?
It's probably an hour and a half north.
Okay.
It's up by
Madera is like center of the state, right? Isn't Madera like center of the state? Because like I feel like on 90, is it 90 or 99?
99.
There's
99.
Massetti's dad stopped and showed me there's a palm tree and a pine tree together, and that separates like the middle of the state. Is that true, or was he just yanking my leg?
No, that's a fact.
That's a fact.
Yep, that's a fact. Except the tree's starting to die now. One of those trees is starting to die, so it's going to eventually not be there. But it's correct. Right there, south of Madera, south of Avenue 12, right around between Avenue 12 and Avenue 7, I think it is, where that tree's at. You see right in the middle of the highway. It's only two tall trees in the middle, and that splits California right there from the north to the south.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. Tim, what are some of the bigger crowds you've seen out west?
Well, normally Turlock used to be one of the biggest ones, but there's just so many different venues now. They got the antique pool, then they got this. They got two pools back to back, and then it's like the first weekend of the pool. And then this year, it was like 105. I don't think it was like a ghost town there. I didn't think it was hardly anybody showed up at Turlock. But even though it's not a very good track, there's a lot of people at Turlock Fair. Has the Derby on Monday night is just like crazy, So a lot of people go to that fair, and I mean that's just the closest one, but it's just like I said, the track is just terrible. I know John Spielman, he talks about how he made that Sousa Truck Show thing. We've never been able to attend that pool there. We've always had conflicts. It seems like these guys like to schedule pools when farmers are busy, and we just can't always go to like the Santa Rosa one. I wanted to go to that one, and we just can't get to them all, And then another thing too is these guys conflicting, booking pools the same weekend, just like this last weekend. There was VTPA had one the same time as GSI. So you get those crowds that want to go, but they're going to, hey, I want to go to the closer one. So some of the guys went over to that one instead of going to the GSI. So it's kind of a conflict. So that's just to help our base, our crowd base follow us. I mean, in the Midwest, there's guys that got the live stream. They can't go to the pool. They're watching the live stream. They have a big fan following. So,
yeah. Paul, before we let you go, we're gonna let you guys go here, wrap it up. Paul, anybody you want to thank, family, friends, sponsors, Steve Melanesio, anybody cool like that, or you want to? Paul, you can blame people too. If you want.
I can. Well, there's nobody to blame. I mean, we got a hole in the block, but I'm still happy as can be. I mean, it's just one of those deals. You're gonna play, you're gonna pay a little bit, so it's part of it. But no, I want to thank my sponsors, Centerline Design and Engineering. Those guys are great. Kimball Midwest, and I've got a few more sponsors that don't really want to be named, but thanks to everybody. We just need to find a lot more of them so we can really keep going with the program for sure. But it's and then all my guys, my family is involved here with this whole thing too as well. And I got my fabricator, he's on the team here, and one of the sponsors, he's on the team just as well, so pretty much everybody there. And Steve too, Mel Najo, he's trying to help guide a little bit and give some good information and that type of deal. But yeah, it's pretty much appreciate everybody. Heck, we had a lot of people come out just to come and see it, just amazed that blown away that I'm going to be driving the sector out there and cold turkey and just go for it, So I mean, if we're going to do it, just do it. But no, it was good. So there's a lot of people to thank as far as that goes across the board in a lot of ways.
You have a very professional team. You guys look good in all your uniforms, sharp trucks. It was neat. It was neat to see. I like that pride. Thank you for being like that, Paul. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And red, white, and blue, so it can't get any better. We love it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, everybody says, "Oh, you went out to old liberal California." I said, "Not where I was." That's
right.
pretty good country out there. So that's good stuff.
Yep.
Everett, anybody you want to thank tonight?
Just my mom and dad, my wife, for helping me and support me in this crazy habit, and Brian Massetti. He's really doing an awesome job, doing what he can, and making everything happen. Hazley Machinery, Patty and Van have been there, and I called them after the first night, and that was probably midnight their time, and they answered the phone. So they really helped me out a bunch. So
yeah, good people, good people.
Yes.
Tim, anybody you want to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank all the sponsors for all the classes that supported all the classes that were there. The pals. I see they have tons of iron there. And they sponsored our Super Farm class, so I didn't get to thank them the other night, but I'd like to thank them. And then also Scott Crow, Paris, Missouri, does all our engine and dyno work. So we didn't plug Scott, but he does a tremendous job. We got a shop there. We can go there, drop our stuff, leave our hauler, and when we get back there, it'll sit there until we get ready to take off. So I gotta thank him a lot for what he does for us.
Awesome. Well, guys, thanks for coming on at short notice. I try to be a little more prepared than today, but I wasn't. But I appreciate all of you jumping on at short notice. And Tim was winterizing his toter and his tractors to come out play out here. They actually, yes, they have to drain all the water out of them because where they're coming.
I don't think guys know what cold weather is.
That's like everybody's running around in hoodies and stuff Friday night. And I just had my regular. I'm like, this is great. It might have been all the alcohol I drank for my birthday too. I can't remember. So. We stayed up way too late into Saturday morning, but that's okay. Thank God we didn't have a day session like Bowling Green does. That's hard on a person's body. Awesome, Paul. Thank you for building the mod. I think that's badass. Trenton, you're a lucky little shit. Everett, you're a good dude. And Tim, I've been friends with you for a long time, so I appreciate you guys. And go on with your day. Thanks for joining on Let's Grow Pulling, guys.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
And we got to be nice to Paul. Remember, he can get rid of our bodies.
I know.
Yeah.
He was very cool during the interview. So that's fun stuff there. We're running a little bit late. We still got time, Mike. We got about 18 minutes. We'll buzz through our how did we name our puller. Sorry we started late, guys. Tim, really wanted to get Tim on. He was your ring winner with the Smoking Crow Super Farm. Mike, those super farms run really freaking good out there.
Yeah.
They can run with anybody. I don't know what you saw on the live stream, but I went down by starting line on purpose a couple times, and Tim drove the shit out of Smoking Grill Friday night because that thing was hauling ass. It got to the right, and he's tapping that brake not too hard. You didn't upset the apple cart, and it come left, and the sweat swung around a bit, and he was gone. And he did have an early hook and maybe a little better track, but it's a good piece. He did a hell of a job driving it. So
the wheelie bars definitely met the ground many times.
It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So I'm gonna play a couple of clips I put together. And then Kenzie, if you want to get once I play my clips, get this week or why do we name our puller? We'll buzz through those, Mike. We'll do your history, and then Massetti and Friends starts in 17 minutes. So these are just some of the clips I put together here. So that's the cheap free royalty music, Mike. You like that? So,
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I'm just doing it.
I want my videos to be monetized.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, 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 yeah
So her shirt was LGBT, Liberty, Guns, Beer, and Trump.
Yeah.
So I knew I was out there. I thought that was pretty funny. That's Jessica Reedy, right? They have the Felon two-wheel drive truck, that bright green truck.
Yep.
So
yeah, that's his favorite color.
Yeah.
His toolbox is that bright green.
See, I got to do better with music.
Yes.
What? Hey, you can make all these videos. You're busy.
I'm making.
Open up the door, can
Next week you can make the videos.
Okay.
You are the director, the creator, and the writer of your story. You literally could do whatever you want. And it's just for you to sit down and navigate where you want to go.
Now, I made that one with purpose, smart asses.
No,
because I feel like what they're doing out there, like what Mercedes doing with MLM, they're creating a whole new culture. Mike, in the 80s and 90s, California porn was the shit.
Yeah.
The Fagundes has told me about it. Mercedes told me about it. And Dan Mayer, we had freaking Rain Man out there of Trump.
Yeah.
Dan was in love. Dan was in love with all these people. I mean, he talked to his heroes, people he's watched on the TNT days and stuff like that. So watch this video one more time.
You are the director, the creator, and the writer of your story. You literally could do whatever you want. And it's just for you to sit down and navigate where you want to go.
Is that you voicing that, Jason? Is that your voiceover? Did you record that?
Do I sound like that? Come on.
I want to hear you speak like that, Jason.
You can be the director of your own life. Super Farm winner here Saturday night in Madera, California. Thanks, bud. Good job. Super Farm winner here. The Smoking Grove, Saturday night, Madera, California. So that was in the winner circles. Tim had just won Saturday night, and then I had to leave before the ring ceremonies. But Tim was on the show tonight. We just had him on a few minutes ago.
He's still back there.
This is a newer Super Farm, Mike. I don't remember who had it. He was hanging out with the Babel kid. I don't remember whose this one was. What is a red one?
Hang on, I gotta find it.
I don't know all the names in the tractors yet, Mike. Like I need to. So, but I did all the winter interviews the first 3 years. I've had a blast getting to know everybody. It's been fun. But I'll play this video. Hey, Ross he watched his own tractor go down the track. But I'm glad Tim said that. I had never seen that much front weight not on the front of a tractor before. And again, I'm not making fun of the tracks. Spielman and Griffin, those guys, they build good tracks for what they have. They just I don't think they have the clay, the compact stuff together, Mike. So it just is what it is. But everybody had good hooks. Everybody got rolling out there. Nobody really overpowered the track, Mike. So it was good stuff. I got one more video here. This isn't from California, but this is somebody sent me this on Facebook. This is a triaxle daily driver. It goes like 378, Mike. You're gonna like this a lot.
Yo, man.
That was out
had the speed out of the whole shot. He was grooving.
That was out in Maryland, so it was kind of fun. So let's move into how or why or how. What do we call it?
How did you name?
How did you name your puller? Brought to you by the Beer Money Pulling Team. There it is. There's our cool graphic because we're like a real talk show. First one up
is Philip
Balliet.
Sure. Bionic Bull. This is the latest version. My nickname in high school was Iron Man. I won the Iron Man award in football. And we raced cattle, and my dad is literally the Bionic Man. with all the steel he has. With all the steel he has put in his body over the years, so we thought it fit us well.
I've seen that truck maybe out at Keystone.
Probably.
I feel like I know I've seen that truck somewhere at an indoor pool. Maybe when Holzhauer had that thing at DeCoin. I don't think
I bet you. I didn't.
Did you go down to that one?
A couple years ago, I did.
Okay.
Next, Carter Dickman. Tim Blegsport came up with the idea. Dickman's deer, and I like the sound of it. Photo credit, Mark Ham.
So that's really not that creative, though. He took his last name and then put deer on it.
Yeah.
Mike, who do you think, you fans watching, who's the most creative? Is it truck drivers? Is it truck pullers? Mini rod pullers?
Not mini rod pullers. No offense to mini rod, but like there's a formula. You just take your mod or your two-wheeler and then you put little in front of it or quarter, or you know, they're all just like, you know, little whatever. And like no
Yeah,
offense to mini rod guys, but
isn't Tyler Slaw's quarter scale or Bruce's?
Yeah. Have No Mercy quarter scale.
What was
There's Have No Mercy. Have No Mercy, and then you have No Mercy quarter scale.
Have No Mercy quarter scale. Yeah, quarter, you mini rod guys, step up your game.
Lil Wicked, funny Lil Farmall. Of course, I can't throw shade at these guys because they're amazing pullers.
I just asked a question: who has the most creative names?
Who
It's
has
not
the
just
most?
No.
Everybody's like deer this, deer that. Blah,
Well, I
blah.
said this on a podcast. Stop putting. We should just outlaw. You can't use the word deer, binder, red, or green anymore. Just, like it's just those are done. You can't.
Yeah, and buck.
Yeah.
And buck.
Yeah, Buck's gone too.
James Lovelady. I've heard of this guy. This is grocery money. My wife says I spend all our grocery money working on this tractor. I also work for a grocery store chain, so you can say the grocery money does make it run.
That's a good name. That's a good creative name. It's got a little purpose to it.
Yes.
Good job, James.
Matt Warda. Oh, Hammer and Hank. Okay.
Amber Day? Oh,
Yeah.
look, it's Amber Day. Oh, look, you did show buck too.
No, I did not. We ran the tractor for a year with no name. One day, the Van Buren Fairs pulled. I snuck on stage and told the announcer, Tom Hartzell, who had known my family for years, to call it Hammer and Hank as a joke to my grandpa Henry. The name stuck, and he announced it as the rest of the season.
That's a good looking tractor. I love that 88 series sheet metal. That's a runner.
Jeremy.
Ooh, how do you say that one, Mr. Announcer guy, Mike?
Coyce.
Coyce?
Coyce.
Sure.
I'm going with it.
Okay, go. Yeah. As long as you say it with confidence, you can be wrong.
100%. Just buzz right through it.
All right. Summer vacation. We spend the summer pulling Ripper, my wife's father's CB handle, just a sprayer tractor. It sprays or pulls.
I like that.
Cool.
Yeah, CB handles make good names. I like that. Those are cool.
Mike, what would your CB handle be?
Maniac Mike.
Oh, good. Here comes Maniac Mike.
And Dustin King. He was trying to decide a name and was at a local pool, and the sweetest little lady was looking and asked me how in the world do you drive that thing. I told her, well, you just kind of point it and punch it. Oh, well.
So I'm assuming his name, point it and punch it.
I'm guessing so. That's what I see on the fenders.
Awesome. I love this little segment. This is fun. This is fun. Good stuff here. So now get your graphic ready. Let's time this out. We get Mike Idle, who's famous now on the interwebs.
Mm-hmm.
Not as famous as Dan Mayer.
No.
Dan does pay attention, Mike, to your pictures. He did tell me that in California this weekend.
He's my he swoops in when I can't figure out who they are. He gives me like a breather space, and then when he realizes that I don't know who it is and the internet doesn't know who it is, he shines down with his wisdom and he's like, I will tell you who that is.
Kind of like Jesus Christ, Mike.
Of tractor pulling. Yes. Yes.
Oh, good stuff. All right. You ready? Go.
All right. Pulling through the past. Jason, before we get going tonight, what was the number one bit of advice you told us when operating cameras this year? If I heard it once, I heard it 100 times. What should you always try to do with dead time with the camera?
Do not show track being built.
Tell a story. Tell a story.
Oh, sorry.
Tell a story, right?
I knew it was something good. No, but you tell a story with the camera. Yes.
Tell a story. So we're going to tell a story. I've alluded to this story before, and I've shown one of these pictures before, but tonight I have all the story built in photographs. So we're going to go through the story of a single tractor, and then we've got some other interesting shots. So we're going to start the night off with one, if you guys have been watching the show, that I've shown before, but we're going to cycle it through because I've got the whole story this time. So we're starting off bringing back through Doug Palmer, River City Truck Sales, Macon, Missouri, 1992, 7,500-pound super stock running on alcohol. This tractor later became, and I believe I have my story right, fast forward to about 2002. This should be a tractor that the internet recognizes, Daryl Meese's Squealer. So I believe it changed hands. Same tractor. This tractor used to scare me to death as a child because
it was
the way
running. It was the hardest running light super I had ever seen.
Dude, and no holds barred, no hex given. Just left foot up, right hand down, and if she goes, she goes, and if it stays in bounds, you know, just whatever. This guy drove the wheels off of this.
Daryl Meese. Daryl Meese, right?
Daryl Meese with the Squealer, and this is actually, I took this photo, so this is my budding amateur photography skills with the disposable camera.
We need you to center the tractor a little bit better and maybe get the whole rear tire, Mike. Next time.
Yeah. Well, the last time with Bobby Jones's tractor, I didn't even get the rear tire. So I was like 11 years old, you know. It was just a push button throwaway thing. I was just having a good time. But so to come full story with this, I actually got a phone call the other day from Randy Dunclow, and he told me, he says, I've got a bunch of old pictures. I want you to put them up. And I thought, you know what, we'll just kind of get Randy on here. So after Palmer sold it to Meese, it made its way out to Nebraska. This is not a throwback picture, but this is the same tractor. So Randy's Green Acres tractor is actually, I believe I'm right on this, is the former two tractors that you've seen here. This is all the same vehicle. Of course, now it's running on diesel. And I'm not convinced. People say this isn't the case, but I'm not convinced that this isn't when Doug Palmer, my hypothesis is that this is Brian and Ernie Connor's original Bad Medicine before they built the white 2180. That they actually they had a John Deere on alcohol, and they either built this one for Doug or this was their old one. So anyone out there watching, if you know, kind of a famous tractor that's still out there today. So we had Palmer, Meese, Dunclow, all the same vehicle. So there's our story told with that. And then we have a couple others just of no particular rhyme or reason. We're going to go probably to Bethany, Missouri in the early 1980s with a good old-fashioned two-wheeler. This is Darren Stevens in the Playin' Hooky with the old T-bucket, but he's got the cab on there. Check out the bar tread tires on the back of this thing. Jason, this was a Dan Mayer rescue. I couldn't figure out who had this or who it was. And Dan swooped in and said, that's Darren Stevens, calls it Playin' Hooky. Action shots are fun. Missouri State Fair, 1985, with the famous Dave Hager Old Ironsides sled being pulled in the background. This is Dave Chrisman.
That picture's awesome, Mike. That picture's
on an
awesome.
Alice Chalmers 180, unnamed. So this is probably 55 supers if it's a 180. It's probably either going to be 55 or 75. Missouri State Fair daytime session. The action shots have been gaining a lot of traction. People have really been liking those. We've got a staging shot, Kirksville, Missouri, at the old racetrack. David Williams in the Midnight Special, and I think the tractor behind it was also a stablemate of his as well. And then for our final vehicle of the night, to throw some color in there, and I only have this one labeled as Don Wiss on his Minneapolis Moline G1000. No doubt this thing's going to be pulling in the 9,500 supers if I'm correct here. Don't know that we have a name. So anybody out there watching, did Don Wiss on this trailered vehicle, did this G1000 Mini Mo, did it have a name, or was it just a typical one of those minis? Look at all the junk hanging off the side of it. The Minneapolis Molines were famous for just like having any bit of ingenuity that they could just, you know, assembled to the side. So yeah, we've got some on the trailer, we got some on the track, and we got some in the staging lanes, pulling through the past.
Well done, Mike. Another great segment by our very own Mike Idle. We love him very much.
I've started to get, I've still got like 100 photos of my own, but fans have started submitting some. I've got a whole slew that Jim Harmon sent me that we're going to bring in through here. And Bodie Ott sent me several as well. Out there at the Nebraska bush pullers, stuff that you don't always see kind of here in the Missouri, Iowa, Illinois area. So it's going to be fun to highlight those. So lots to get to in the weeks to come.
Awesome. I meant to do this at the beginning of the show. Happy Veterans Day to all our veterans out there. I'm a veteran. I served from 92 to 2000, but I wasn't a badass. I was just in the reserves. But I got some fellow loan officers that are badasses. They're rangers, stalkers, type guys, and they're the reason that we have the freedoms we have today. And so thank God for I love what Lufkin does for veterans, Mike. I don't know what PTSD is, but if I saw, if I lost my best friend next to me to, get their head blown off, I'm not trying to be gross, but I would too. It would be the worst. That's your family, your fellow soldier, because you're away from your family and the people you bunk up with, and to have them be killed next to you would be the worst. So when people ever make fun of veterans, I will go to jail. I'll kick somebody square, and I'm not a fighter, but that day I will be. So shout out to all of our veterans. We love you, and we can't thank you enough for eliminating the threats to our freedom.
Mm-hmm.
We also, if you guys have heard of Drink Wisconsinly on the internet, they're kind of like they have a platform, right?
Yeah.
They sell fun T-shirts, and they asked us to do a T-shirt together. So now available at drinkwisconsinly.com. This is a common theme.
Yeah.
At 4 a.m, just one more, then we go. So I want to give John Bohr and Jason Gish, and who else fed me alcohol out there?
Who was all out there?
Promod John. Mike, you have to just Mike, I'm gonna have to sneak you out there. Maybe if it's on a Saturday morning, it's freaking fun. Try to think of all the people that hooked up. Chris Daniels, all of our friends out there. On the Bob and Sherry Gish were out there. Trying all the people. I don't know everybody's names, but their camper was a lot of fun, Mike. It was the party zone.
Yeah, we were out there.
I like the way you say that too. Devoid of responsibility. They fed me alcohol. Like it was just, I was just being gracious.
Yeah, you ought to see John Spielman solo cup. John Spielman had solo cups that looked like buckets. Kenzie's gonna find this stuff on your phone. I went through my phone. I took some pictures. I did moon Dave Diendenvall's wife. Yep. He has the Intimidator truck. I mooned her. Mm-hmm. Or no, I mooned Dave with her phone. He put it on Facebook, and he got it taken down, and she got in trouble with Facebook for suggesting sexual content. So my butt was Facebook doesn't like my ass, Mike.
It was a rough week for Facebook reportings on your road trip going out there.
I'm kind of glad Brian Massetti said to me, did you take that video down with the girl? And she wasn't not a real stripper. She was a Fremont Street actor. Okay, I just want to be clear. Well, I don't know what she does after she leaves Fremont Street. But I was walking down the street, and she said, do what I tell you to do, and then you're going to tip me at the end. And when she said, grab my butt, but don't jiggle it, I thought, here we go. And then, so Doug videoed the whole thing. And then, of course, we put it on Beer Money. And I think he was doing really, really well. And then we got put in a little bit of Facebook jail there that next morning. By the time I got up, it was already taken down. So, but it was a lot of fun. I'm fun in Vegas. So if you like to have fun, I think we should go to Vegas together.
The number one comment I replied to that day was, where'd the video go? And I didn't even, I said, okay, but I know what you guys are talking about.
People were like, your wife would kill him. Like, I would do that if my wife was there. It wasn't like I was trying to take this chick home. But I did see a lot of pimps and hoes, legit, like at 2 a.m, like in the casinos. There's your classic darker colored feller in a black tracksuit. And there was 4 or 5 girls around them. And yeah, it's legit. It's legit out there, the hoes and the pimps. So I mean, when Dr. Dre sings about it, Mike, I've seen it in real life. So, and then my friend Doug threw up in the taxi cab. That was fantastic. That guy was very disappointed in us, and I was just laughing my arse off. And SEMA is cool, but I don't need to go again. Do you second that statement?
Yeah. I
think if I was a parts builder or a distributor or something like that, Mike, I think SEMA is pretty cool. But we saw all the cool trucks and the cool builds and stuff like that. But I love John Spielman. We had a lot of fun because I kind of bounced between his camp and John Bohr's camp back across the thing here, but I could walk back and forth. And then Kevin Massetti, he's my brother from another mother, and that's Brian's younger brother that drives the whip.
Yep.
Mike. And when they beat, you saw My Little Pony I bought, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I said that was Steve Melanesial's kryptonite, and Steve actually came up to me and says, "I only got beat That's the first time he'd been beat in 3 years, was when the whip and Massetti's got him.
Well, it's just he's lucky he got into the horse trade, you know, and when he shipped that thoroughbred out there, had been the missing link, obviously.
Well, that is the Red Solo Cup that we were referring to. So how cool is that? How cool is that?
That's a solid 40 ounces.
So I went through tons of photos. There's a great photographer, Carrie, was out there. Kenzie hasn't uploaded much of her stuff yet, but this is my favorite freaking picture ever. So that's Kevin Massetti in the whip. That's Brian Massetti, my good friend, the owner of MLM Motorsports. And these are the ones, Mike, I razzed them, and Melanesia's going to kick your ass. And they beat Melanesia Friday night. And this was them coming around the winner's circle. And Brian come running. And James Massetti's like, I told you we can do it. I mean, talk about goosebumps and emotions. Mike, we don't do this for the money. I hope someday we pull for more money. That's why we're doing what we're doing at full pull. But that, Mike, that's it right there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's joy. You know, you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for that joy with your family, your brother, Mike. That's what it's all about. I don't know. That was Friday night. Did you catch up on any of your replays at fullpull.live yet? Or?
I watched. So I tuned in about 45 minutes in, an hour in on Friday, and between just parenting and adulting and everything, I just now before the show started finished Friday night. I have not started Saturday night yet. So I did see the whip get his win. I saw all the second half of the show on Friday. So it was good stuff. But that's the greatest thing about Full Pull Live. And, you know, Dan and I were talking about this at Diesels and Dark Corners. You go back at any time you want all winter long, and you can rewatch all of these pulls. I've been rewatching the Grand National season. Of course, I was with the Outlaws this year and didn't get to watch any Grand National pulling. So I'm halfway through session 2 of Toma. I've got to, go back and watch GSI Saturday night, but you can do this because of what Full Pull Live and outlawpulling.tv, what they provide to people out there. It's awesome.
I had a picture of the horse somewhere tied in the sled. Where did it go?
Here, hang on.
Oh, it's on the fender. It's on the fender. You can see it. Oh, there we go.
No, there it is. Somebody said that. So that was $16.99 at Love's Travel Stop. I don't know what state it was in. I was very tired. I think I just woke up and I went inside and I said to Mackenzie, I said, first I thought we were going to pick on John Bohr, but we pick on John Bohr all the time. And Ken's like, you're always picking on John. Be nice to John. So I looked at it and I thought of the Italian Stallion. And I'm like, I'm going to buy this for Kevin to give him another horse, like a horsepower type of a thing.
Yeah.
It worked. So I brought it out there. It was awesome. And it was awesome. So that is the official mascot now of Massetti. Yeah, they should. Whoever wins should have to put that on the tractor. For MLM.
It was nice of you too, Jason, to go ahead and break the horse. You know how when you get a wild Mustang like that, you've got to break it before you can pass it to its owner. And I think the lap that you took at the stoplight really tamed the spirit of that pony. So very well documented.
I did not plan that, Mike. We kind of came over this hill, which was so cool. Have you seen the show Welder Up Vegas on Discovery Channel? Have you heard of that? Mm-hmm. So we're rolling across Nevada and on our way to Vegas, about 2 hours out. I start we have an 80-foot rig, right? So I start calling all the mobile home parks, not the mobile home parks, but the RV parks, looking for a place to park this thing, right? And everything's full. So I reached out to my buddy Doug Meisinger. I'm like, Doug, you got any connections in Vegas? He goes, yeah, I know the guy who does the Discovery show, Welder Up Vegas. Give me a couple minutes. Next thing I know, I got a number and I called it, and it was Cash Darnell, Steve's son, and they live on the edge of town, out by the M Casino, and they let us park the rig out there. And then literally right across the road is where they filmed the show. And I was going to go talk to him on Thursday, but he was actually delivering a rat rod car to a customer. So that was pretty cool. Welder
That's cool.
So anyway, so we pop over the hill, Mike, in Vegas, right? And I'm just like, I was excited. I saw Vegas. I've been cooped up, so I went and You should see that lady's face. I just jumped out of the motorhome with Kevin's little pony. You should have seen this lady's face, Mike. When I come wheeling around the front of that Suburban, her face was eyes were. And that guy in that truck was like, what is going on? You should see that lady's face. I thought she was going to shoot Vegas. So Doug had said to me, I don't care if that light turns green. We're freaking going, right? So I'm thinking, I'm going to go and I'm going to be in front of the Suburban. It's going to turn green. And this lady's like late for soccer practice. She's going to punch me and just run me over, right? So I was watching that stoplight to the right. So it was still green. So I'm like, I got this. So I did the whole horsey thing. So I'm a barrel race around that Suburban. But Mike, I think she was looking at her phone, and I come around that Suburban. Mike, her eyes were as big. It was so funny. And I couldn't stop laughing, but I was in a hurry because I wanted to get back in the motorhome because I knew Doug would leave. And
Doug would leave you. Doug, never lift. The motto of Doug when he drives the motorhome.
So, all right. I think we've taken enough time. Do we have our Massetti and friends in waiting?
Yeah, Massetti and Junior Silvera.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's bring them on. Or am I doing it or are you doing it? There's Junior. Massetti!
What's up, guys?
You did your hair for this. Look at
I took a shower.
Took a shower. Oh, I love it. I love it. Dude, I love you. I love you, Massetti. I had so much fun. Your pullers are great out there. Your fans are great out there. Pulling's growing out there. Thank you for letting us be part of it. Thanks, man. So.
Thank you for being a part of it. It was a great weekend. So, Junior, Eric, thanks for joining us tonight. Good to see you guys. Good. So glad to see Jason and Kinsey made it home safe.
Yes.
And Jason, you made it to the musical?
I did. I got home. The musical started at 2 p.m. I got to my house at noon. I showered, and I got out there in time to meet all my family and stuff when they were coming in. It was great.
Perfect.
The High School Musical Grease was awesome. They don't say Pussy Wagon, though, in high school. He called it Grease Lightning. Doesn't he call it Pussy Wagon?
Yeah.
In the real movie, Brian?
Yeah, in the song.
So, hey, Brian, did you watch the earlier part of the podcast?
I've been watching, yeah.
Did you see what Paul Barcelo said? He's kind of leading into some Jim Massetti stuff there with this comment about I spend money on other things at last seconds as well. So.
Yeah. Something about taking longer to put your clothes back on than something like that.
We did give James a fake link. I screwed up and set the show up. I've had a rough day, Brian. I'm not going to lie. Things haven't functioned as well as they normally do for me. Normally, I'm pretty, I would say halfway smart, but I screwed up a lot of shit today, Brian. So
you know what? I think the old link you gave me didn't work either.
It didn't.
Well, then Kevin and Trevor aren't going to get on either. Can you send them a good one?
Yeah, Kenzie's doing all that right now.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I noticed you started your other show late too.
Well,
you started this show late.
Perry couldn't figure out his microphone, and I tried to give him like 10 minutes, and he ended up going to another house. And then I was going to bring him on in 15-minute segments, but I just brought him on all at once. Everybody was good. So
you got to call an audible sometimes.
I had to.
Yeah.
Well, Tim's doing this, and like his lips are moving, but we couldn't hear nothing. And I called him on his phone. I'm like, hey, go into your settings. And he's like, I do this with my pigeons and it works. And I was like, go to the other house or something. Figure it out. So he did. It worked out.
Well, cool.
No, we got, so you got Kevin and Trevor and James.
And James, yeah.
So it's coming through. Sorry about that, guys. That's on me. Normally I blame everything on Mackenzie. I'm taking one for the team tonight. So.
Good.
We need a Massetti and Friends theme song like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Can we work on that, Brian?
Yeah, let me know what you come up with.
Yeah.
Forwarding your top 3 ideas.
No, this is watch how this works, Kenzie. I need a theme song. Like we need a slide for going to Massetti and Friends. So take your pen, your to-do list. Work on this after.
All right. Well, while you guys are bickering about that, I want to welcome Junior Silvera and Eric Rocha to the show tonight. We call this Monday Night with Massetti's and Friends. The rest of the Massettis will be here shortly, I think. So thank you guys for being our friends.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Who has the fastest golf cart in the West Coast?
The guy with the Fastenal shirt on right now. Eric Rocha.
Mike, no joke. I drove Eric's golf cart allegedly the first year after the GSI against Massetti. Which one of your kids had it? That would have been Trevor's Tesla?
I think it was James. It was James.
Now, the Tesla smoked us, but it's a fast golf cart. I'm not going to lie.
Well, we did go up against Bradshaw's side-by-side, and it was pretty close, like the first 0 to 20, but then after that, they got me on the top end.
And I just want to be clear, these were not sanctioned or welcomed by the entire Ryan had to, the next day, tell us at the driver's meeting that we're a bunch of dummies, but we had fun. It was good. Yeah, it was good.
Good.
It's a dangerous golf cart. Now I turn it down when I go to events. I can't have it all the way up. Can't trust anybody.
That's good.
Too many
We
people get
appreciate
hurt on it.
Yeah.
We got one of
Yeah.
those too.
Right. That was the one that it was on, right?
What's that?
Eric?
Yeah.
It was your cart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we won't talk about that. But-
Yeah, it's 7 years in the statute of limitations. We can talk about it in 2029.
Okay. Well, we'll work on that.
I'll
Well,
write that down.
congratulations to you guys. Well, to Junior. I know Eric helps out with the truck a lot, but
Does Eric actually do anything other than drink beer, or does he? I mean, Junior, does he actually do something? Or
Yeah, I got a dairy
So
No,
our
no.
jobs is I work on a truck. He hands me beer
and tools.
and tools.
And tools. And,
Yeah.
and put the tools away. And put the tools away.
He does do a pretty good job at cleaning up and putting tools away for me. I appreciate
sounds
it.
like Wisconsin. So,
very good. But Junior,
Granted, we can only fit so many people in the engine bay, also. So, you know.
So, but you started to tell us, Junior. But what do you do outside of pulling? Like, what takes up your days?
Dairy. We have a dairy. We're actually 5 minutes down the road from where we're at right now. It's been a family business, and then me and my dad, we split in 2020 from the brothers. So now we're by ourselves, and
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
That's all I know how to do is dairy. So I should have gone to school, but I did it. My dad wanted me to go, but it didn't work. It wasn't in the cards.
All right. Well, a lot of people like milk. I do. So keep milking them.
That's what I
Hey,
tell this
so-
guy all the time. If it's got 4 tits and a leg and 4 legs, I know what I'm talking about. But when it comes to these trucks, I have no idea.
So you said right down the road from where you are, you guys at Eric's
Gustine.
place now?
Yeah, we're at Eric's shop right now.
Okay, so everybody's in Gustine.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Eric, how about you? What do you do?
Well, we farm and then trucking, like fertilizer spreading for dairies and things like that.
Very
So
nice.
all in farming and trucking.
Okay, cool. And did you had somebody's birthday party tonight? You said, or
Yeah, my daughter Taylor.
cool? How old?
4.
Very
Actually,
good.
last year he threw a hell of a birthday party for her. It was
So-
on I think it was Saturday night.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We talked about it at the dinner.
Yes,
Or the
and then
after
this year
deal.
he threw Junior a hell of
Yeah.
a birthday party.
But I had
His
to
was
miss it.
Friday or Saturday night also.
I had to miss it for the wedding that we had to go to.
So your birthday and Jason's birthday is the same then.
Oh,
Junior,
Happy
you're the
early
9th.
birthday, Jason.
Junior, you're November 9th.
Yep.
That a boy. I'm 49. How old are you?
39.
39. 85. He's an 85 edition.
Yeah.
He's an
But yeah, we had to go to that wedding. I wasn't disappointed that we didn't miss the wedding, but I was disappointed the truck. I wasn't there when the truck won, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Me
You
and this
told
guy
me
were
that
like little girls looking at the phone at the wedding.
Watching
the
full
whole
pull. We're on full pull the whole time.
watching the whole thing.
And you see like a group of 4 or 5 of us going ape shit when he ended up taking first place and winning the overall. So it was
And
pretty
you got
fun.
did you guys get second on Friday or
Yeah, second on Friday.
okay?
How
Very
far
good.
behind were you, Junior?
I did the math. 5.5 feet.
5.5 feet
5.5
for the
feet.
ring.
And 5.5 feet on Friday and 6.8 feet on Saturday. He was what was it?
So I was behind Trevor, a foot behind Trevor.
No.
Oh, wait. You won on Saturday.
Yeah,
I
Saturday.
was a foot ahead of him. My bad.
Yeah,
Put ahead of Trevor.
Yeah, of Trevor, and like 5.5 feet behind that.
That farm truck.
Was it
The farm
Trevor
truck.
Lee?
Vanderlee.
Vanderlee.
Yep. He's
Xander.
on fire.
Vanderlee. Yeah.
Xander with a
He's on-
Z.
he's
Yeah.
on
Oh,
fire right now.
Sandra Dee's in the movie Grease. I just saw that musical. Sandra Dee. And Xander Lee. I'm trying to be funny. Eric, you don't like
Nice.
my jokes. I'm gonna run out there and kick you in the balls. I want more laughter. This is Massetti and Friends. It's supposed to be fun and engaging. That's why we brought you on, because you're fun and engaging. I need more
Yeah.
from you. I need more.
You can't bring up irrelevant shit like that though, Jason.
Oh, shoot.
So-
Which we were watching Jason a little bit ago, talking about your photo with your brother Kevin. How happy you were when you guys won and beat, and on Friday night. That was us at the wedding, just going crazy the same way. And then we were just like, man, it's insane the amount of time and money we spent just for just to win for bragging rights.
Yeah,
I mean,
much.
that's it, but it's all worth it.
Yeah, that picture of Kevin and I kind of holding arms or hands or whatever we're doing there. I haven't, aside from watching James and Trevor drive, and I get so much joy out of that. But that was so exciting to see Kevin there, and actually I saw him. Obviously, I knew he had won, but I saw out of the left side of the sled, I saw the tractor and the kids were running around the track with it. I said, "Oh shit, they're headed to the winner's circle." So Spielman was right outside the sled on the other side, and I called him on the radio. I said, "Hey man, I need you to jump in here because I'm going over there." Or the sled could sit there and wait for a while, but I couldn't miss that. That was awesome. And then I think Brant captured that picture of Kevin and I there, and it just, yeah, that was very, very cool to be able to experience that. So I know what you mean. So
Like, I feel like that was like a win for California trucks because I think our whole class did so well when you compare Xander Lee that pulls against some of the best trucks in the States and like we are in all the states, you know, the country. And we all did very well, I think. I think our whole class did very well.
Yeah, because he was fresh off a win at Diesels and Dark Corners where he bested 61 other trucks. So quite literally, you know, he kind of walks away with that. And then if you guys can go toe-to-toe with that, it speaks volumes for that class. We were just talking in the last segment how big that class has gotten and how much it's growing. You guys think that that's one of the most popular classes coast to coast out there right now?
In diesel, yeah, I think so. In the truck diesel, yeah. There's a lot of work stock, though. A lot of work stock trucks.
In California.
Yeah, in California.
No, I think it's a very popular class. I don't know. I mean, seems like it. It's a fun class, especially in California, because I think that's probably the most power you could make and having the most people in one class. You know, we have the 3.6, but there's not a whole ton of people in that class. We have a lot of competition in the 3.0. It's fun.
That's for sure.
I was actually on the phone with him when I was going on Friday. I was like, dude, if we get 10 feet from that farm truck, I'm taking that as a win.
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah. So, well, hey Kev, welcome to the show.
Hey, sorry, I was a little late.
That's okay.
I was actually early, but the thing didn't work. So,
It's my fault, Kevin. It's my fault.
No, it's no problem. Kenzie sent the link over, and I figured out how to put it onto the iPad, and here we are.
Very good, very good. So, James, Kev, do you guys have anything for Junior or Eric besides the pissed off they beat Trevor?
I'm just saying, Duramaxes took work stock and Limited Pro. Times are changing, Brian.
Yeah.
That's cool. Eric, how's your truck coming?
What's that?
How's your truck coming?
Hold on 1 second.
There we go.
I mean, we have a half a weight box and no motor anymore, but we have a full truck now, somewhat. It
Tell
was
us a little bit for the people that don't know.
What's that?
Tell us a little bit for the people that don't know, like where your truck or what you're doing to it now.
Well, after the end of last season, I stripped it down to bare frame. We did the whole subframe on it, sandblasted everything, painted everything, gutted the whole bed, rebuilt the entire engine, changed. Just reading Trevor's comment. Just trying to do a full rebuild to compete with everybody out here. I mean, it was a big jump, that's for sure. You have to do a lot to be able to compete with everyone that's in that class. And I feel like if I'm going to jump in, I'm going to jump head first and go all the way in.
Yeah, there you go.
And I did have a running engine a few months ago when it locked up 10 minutes into my first warm-up. So never even left. It was basically locked up 10 minutes into the first warm-up stage, idling about 900, 1,000 RPM and locked solid. So building another engine now.
What power plant came out of it, and what power plant's going to go into it for the next season?
I had just a base of stock 6.6 Duramax, 300,000 miles. Now it's a Wagler 7.2 dry block with the ductile iron heads.
Oh boy!
So you're a happy man, is what you're saying.
I will be once it's running. I will be when we're out there having a good time. I do enjoy this part of it though. I love building it.
This is why this one's going to get torn apart again this winter.
Yeah, so
to keep up with that one when it's all done.
This poor thing's going to go under the knife here in about a few weeks. We got some changes going on. He's getting a drop box and clutch, big axle.
Nice.
Yeah.
You guys know how many trucks are we gonna have once everybody that's building is done?
Oh, we did the numbers today.
I believe it's 13 or 14 actual like competitors, people that show up regularly that would usually show up. Does that sound about right, Brian? 13?
I have no idea. I don't like hearing big numbers like that until I see them.
Well, they don't all show up at the same time. That's the problem.
That's and it's
I think like Purple, he's going through a rebuilding stage, but he shows up a lot. And then I usually show up, but I've been out all year. There's a few of us that we've been gone a lot. And I think once you get everyone back in, there's a pretty good.
We'll see. I have high hopes, but we'll see what the dedication is like once everybody gets done. So
and it's hard to make it to every single hook too. With especially during our busy season, when we start chopping working ground, he's spreading manure, so it's a hard time.
Well, I get it, but unfortunately, pulling season is summertime. So, but, I know I get it. It's tough, but we'll make it work. So.
We try to make it as much as possible. But.
It's a little bit easier when you make your own schedule. I mean, you don't make your own schedule, but you could kind of like.
Your schedule ahead of
change
time.
it up a little bit and
schedule an afternoon off.
Hand off some jobs and things and have other people do it for you. But it does get tough sometimes, but it's fun. It's worth it.
Yeah
for sure.
You definitely missed camping with you guys this weekend. That was
first year we miss it.
We were pretty sad about that. It's a good time.
Well, your campground held true.
I'm sure they took care. They did well partying over there.
They took care of business.
Was James out there taking shots out of the bottle again?
I did a little bit of that. No, James, say no.
I got some more moonshine for you, James.
I don't touch that stuff anymore. I'm past that. But yeah, I spent some good time over there. It was a hoot over there. Yeah.
It was a hoot, he says.
Yeah. They were up pretty late.
So, James, where are you? Where are you, bud?
I am joining you gentlemen from the Heroy Hall. I've never been in this building before, but the door was open. And here I am. It's kind of some nice scenery here.
Junior and Rocha, do you guys understand? Have you watched any of this at all?
Yeah, he always breaking into classrooms. I've been
whoa, we
don't call it breaking and entering.
The door open. They left the door open.
He said the door was open, Rocha. He's not a criminal like you.
It's not breaking in if they don't lock the door.
Which I think it locked 2 hours ago, but I've been in there earlier, so yeah. I haven't gotten kicked out
2 days ago. 2 days ago, I was with all you guys, and now I'm back in Wisconsin. It's kind of makes me sick.
Me too, Jason. Me too.
I mean, this is Wi-Fi. You got all kinds of chairs to choose from. I don't blame.
I know, right? I got that big screen over there too, but I couldn't log into it. I tried to go into a different building, but all the night school classes, like they changed their schedule just recently. So I don't know what classes or what buildings are in use anymore. So I got to figure this out, but
So it would be kind of funny if a class came in right now. And started just...
No, see, I think that would be better. That's what I
That'd be
would have done. I
awesome.
would have just strolled into a night school class pretending you were a student, put your headphones in, and then just do Let's Scroll Polling in the back chair just while the professor's lecturing.
That would be fun. Yeah. I did. I walked past the football stadium earlier today, and the gate was open. And if it wasn't so early, I would have gone in and just waited it out. And done a little late night podcast from the football stadium. So that'll be coming in the future eventually.
Hey, James, can you show off? These are the best GSI shirts yet. I know you got one. Show us the back. Brian,
They really
are there
are.
any left, or what's the story?
Oh man, we sold out.
I don't know if you can really see, but
Yeah,
You're awesome.
She's a
I'm
beauty.
very happy with them. We might have a couple random sizes left, but for the most part, we did sell out.
Okay.
We cut our numbers back.
Like hotcakes.
We cut our numbers back because I have so many last year's left. But
I have terrible news for the show. We shot off like 80 t-shirts between Friday and Saturday night. So our t-shirt supplies for the winners are dwindling, but we still got some.
I'll give away,
we'll
James,
go
I'll
high
give away
fives.
beer money stickers. I'm working on a beer money pulling team MLM logo.
Okay, we'll give those away
I'll get
next.
stickers
we'll
made
get those.
for us. Just
Yeah,
showing our love.
Don't don't consider last year's overabundance of t-shirts a complete loss, Brian. They've come in real handy.
Dude, the crowd
The crowd was
crazy.
going.
The crowd, that was awesome. That was the biggest crowd we've ever had. Was a Saturday night. Still not big enough for you people out there. We need to get more people there, but it was the biggest crowd I had seen, and they were going nuts. And those damn Cal Poly kids in those costumes, and chicken, and the Kool-Aid guy, and then oh my god, I was laughing my butt off. That was so funny.
that was hilarious.
The Kool-Aid guy I think the Kool-Aid guy might have been drinking before he put the food on. He was wobbly. He was a little wobbly.
But just putting something in the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
By the end of the night, all of the kids were just screaming, "Chicken, chicken, chicken! T-shirt, T-shirt!"
Yeah, they loved it.
They loved it. They were all over it. Yeah.
Hey James, I kind of you're quickly becoming my favorite Massetti. Like I feel like you're the
Good job.
Like the Milanesial family. Like you're the future. Like you're the next Godfather. Like Trevor will be your right hand man, but you'll be the one who decides who lives and dies. That's kind of how I feel. So if I say it, it's not. Is that Sousa or Souza? No, that's Sousa, right? Souza. How do I say that right?
Souza.
That's Souza. And then there's the Souzas and the Souzas, right?
Yeah.
Out there.
Yeah.
What, James? Can you see the comments? Are you looking like I'm just smoking?
I
crack
can see.
right
I
now?
can see.
Okay. Which event other than GSI should I probably attend next year? What's fun? I want to. Here's the deal. I want to have a good pull, and I want to drink a lot of Tito's after the pull, and then not have anything until like 4:00 the next day.
I'm gonna say like it's hard because GSI is really our only 2-day poll now, right? But
Are there any back-to-backers like Friday, Saturdays?
But
that are
Willits, if they do that.
Yeah, we've got last year we had Willits and Lakeport on the same weekend, and that was a great time. Because it's cool. They were only maybe an hour apart. How far? An hour.
About an hour.
And we all just convoy together. It was. I mean, we probably created traffic in that area of California for most morning commuters, but it was a really good time. And anything back to back it's great out here because everyone's just like family.
Yep. All right, hold on. We have a special announcement. Christy Massetti is on the podcast. Welcome, Christy.
There we go.
She's the patriarch of the Massetti Mafia out there, and the mother of the beautiful James, who's quickly becoming my favorite. Like I said earlier. So all this.
I was gonna say that too, though. The Cal Poly poll, that's another good one.
Yeah, but if Trevor's graduating, right?
This will be his final rodeo here this year.
But was it like in May?
It's in April. Well, it's in April, but it got rained out when you were here. Remember? So then they rescheduled it for May.
Oh, I remember. It was hoot.
He's also they don't graduate till like mid-June or late June or something like that. So this will be his last Cal Poly Royale as the president. But,
Okay,
yeah.
good. Well, I got to get to that then. That's
Do
April.
they still have the rodeo
Yeah,
the same day as the pool?
Yes, they do.
So that's
Well,
a good party. Yeah,
That's
that's
yeah.
fun.
If
Yeah,
your
that
brother
one
was
is.
smart, he'd stay in school another year or two.
No, I think that would be the opposite, Junior.
That's a lot of fun. No,
anyways.
that's cool that we'll come back out for that. That's neat.
We had one weekend 2 years ago, Dad, where it was 3, which was a long haul. It was Yuba City, Willits, and then Eureka, which it won't happen again. But that was one of the most fun weekends ever, just because it's the same group, all 3 poles. Just you're going up the entirety of Northern California, pretty much. That was a great time. One of my favorites.
Hold on. Spielman says Winnemucca.
Oh, that's a good one too. You got a lot of good ones, Jason. I don't know what to tell you.
Spielman's my people. He's got more hair than me, but he's my people. So,
Hey, Brian, can we get a Winnemucca Reno pool weekend?
That would be awesome.
Like go to Winnemucca Friday, Reno on Saturday?
There's a pool in Reno?
Winnemucca's Sunday.
No, but
No,
we should
yeah.
make one in Reno.
Well, I mean, yeah, if we could get someone in Reno wanting to foot the bill,
That'd
I'd
be
love
awesome.
that.
That'd be awesome to do it in Reno.
That'd be fun.
But actually,
you'd have to stay till Tuesday though, for sure.
I'm working with a guy in Fallon. No, what the hell's a town just out there east of Reno? I think it's Fallon.
Yeah,
I thought
Fallon.
you said Fallon.
Yeah, Fallon. Anyways, working with a guy trying to put something together out there.
Mike,
So-
say goodbye to everybody before you leave. I just don't want you to.
All right. Yep. No problem. So 10 p.m. is kind of my new curfew. With things getting hot and heavy at school. So guys, good seeing you. Look
too,
like
Michael.
the show was awesome. Can't wait to get caught up on the Saturday night session. Congratulations to the winners, and guys, just keep growing this out there. It's awesome.
It is.
Thanks, Michael. We're gonna get you out here next year.
Bye.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Thanks, guys.
All right.
You're
Thank
like-
you.
Well, should we move into our marketplace?
Oh, stop. 49 is no. It's down the toilet now. No shit. No more love.
What's 49 mean?
That's my birthday. I'm 49 now.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably just a couple hours back. Or
The Godfather Jim has spoken. So, the Godfather Jim has spoken. John Bohr says Fallon. Brent Chipineri says Sparks. What's Sparks? Is that Sparks, Nevada?
That's Sparks and Reno are kind of neighbors, I think. But really, any pool you want to come to, Jason, is pretty spectacular.
yeah,
I would say.
absolutely.
Fernley? Never heard of that one.
I think West Coast Diesel does a pretty good job, and then we do a pretty good job partying after too.
Yeah.
So
It's going
that's a
to.
good. That's a good.
It would be a
pool.
good. That's like the second weekend of September.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones.
I didn't mean to steal it because Facebook Marketplace is really all I care about anymore. I mean, it's nice that
I think we need to jump into Marketplace.
All right.
you got the credit.
We see if I can figure this out again.
Yeah, don't bone it up like Mackenzie and I did, bouncing across whatever state we were
Yeah,
in.
we're never doing that again.
Yeah, that was.
All right,
Yeah,
make
that was the worst we've ever done, guys.
Yeah.
make sure we're all good here. All right, 'cause
I would
got-
like to, before we do that, I would like to point out Kevin's got his little good luck charm there in the
Kevin has
Who's
a good
that?
chance with that.
your good luck charm back there, Kev.
It's so good. There she is.
Little buddy.
That thing, you guys can make fun of me all you want, but that meant a lot to me, Kevin. That I thought of you all week long.
Dude, that's going with us to every poll.
Melanesia wanted. No, he came to the winner's circle Saturday night. He's like, "Where's that damn horse? I want that horse."
We
It
gotta
was like
protect that
serious.
horse.
And it was
It
so
was-
funny because when he
It
was
was
on the
in yellow
podcast,
fever. That's
He's
the
on
reason
the
I won the
podcast.
points.
When he was on the podcast, a couple Mondays ago, he was dry, and I picked on him about it. I'm like, you're about as much fun as having my right toe on. Oh, I don't suck at technology. He's kind of sitting there like this, and I'll do better next time. So he promised me. But you get him in real life, and you talk a little gangster mobster with him. He gets going. I like that. So, but there's like 30 people around him at all times. I'm not joking. He's that Melanesian. There's something going on there.
Because he's got all that equipment, they got to work on it and keep it looking good.
Did you guys see my actual can of an inside can of whoop ass? Did you see my post today with all their trophies?
Yeah,
That
we
was
saw
awesome.
that.
What an actual can of whoop ass looks like. Something like that. So,
I think they're missing one though.
yeah. It's well said. Yeah, just put down a stroller. Put that like a little choo-choo train going back and forth.
They almost had a perfect weekend.
That is the best.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how to stick this in the shutters, but
that picture, Massetti,
There it is.
that thing,
Yeah,
that
that's
makes
awesome.
still gives me goosebumps.
You guys
How,
on?
how big is my ass going to look when I have that picture blown up and put on the wall?
You're
Right.
apparently I did not know what to do with my hands. That was like Ricky Bobby.
Well, I just grabbed you, Kev. I mean, we should have
I
hugged
know.
or something.
Well,
That was weird.
I think I had the that thing from the steering deal in my hand, so it got a little weird. But that was awesome, and I love that picture. That's amazing.
Jesus Christ, this
That
one
one
too.
Yeah, you are.
I actually that's my new screensaver on my computer for two reasons. I love you guys, and it shows how fat I am. So when I want to go eat a cheeseburger for lunch, I'm just going to go look at my screensaver. Yep, I'm not joking. It's up there.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
I wish we
that
could
was-
have got a couple more people on there too. Gosh, we had a whole thing going.
I like Britt more and more every day.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if I offended anybody from midnight to 4 a.m. on Saturday morning. Kevin, I think I went over the top because
No.
you weren't.
I
You weren't
know
there.
for a fact you did. Okay.
You were working on Trevor's truck, and then all of a sudden there was a big firework, and then you guys were there, and I was like, "Whoa, we must
I
have
don't know
something
about
here."
the fireworks.
Yeah, James.
Oh no, I wasn't a part of that.
Sure.
Neither was I then.
No, some guy on a train, he lit off a firework, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, on the train. My bad.
Yep.
How funny is it that was the perfect spot? That was the only spot in Madeira where they all would have seen that.
I was like, "Oh, look, they're doing fireworks." I didn't know they're having GSI's having fireworks. And like 2 minutes later, Brian comes up and grabs me. He goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Hey!" It was fun. It was fun times. And I did
No, you
move.
didn't say.
I showed my bare ass to Dave Wiedenwald, the Intimidator. What's his wife's name? Sherry? No, that's Bob.
Sue, I think. Or Sue.
Yeah, Sue. He took a picture of my naked butt with her phone because I showed it. Rocha, you'd have been proud of me. I was solid. And then he posted on her Facebook, and then she got in trouble with community standards for suggesting sexual activity. So Kevin, I was honored that Facebook liked my ass. You know, I mean, and
That's amazing.
Appropriate. So.
And they noticed. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, there's me.
He still had his fire suit on.
I don't think I took it off till Saturday.
Well, it was Saturday.
Oh yeah, you're right. That was Saturday.
Well, I think I had stolen John Boer's cowboy hat by then because I have a new white Bradford flat bill kind of a thing that's flat all the way around. That's my new, and I would have wore it on the show tonight, but I put it in the motorhome to come home because I didn't want to get smashed in my luggage. So Brett Chippenary Furman strikes again. Oh, that's awesome, dude! Just Brian, the culture you're creating out there. Hey, there she is. Me and the Gisher. Isn't that a sweet hat, Kevin? Do I look good in that? Put that back up there.
That looked awesome.
Yeah. Do I cut? Is it a little Amish, or what are you feeling right there?
Yeah, Amish for sure.
Super Amish.
The same thing.
Rocha, you like that hat?
I love that hat.
I'm gonna wear that to all my closings now when I have the loan. I'll make everybody pray before we sign documents. All right, quit screwing around. James Massetti is in a building somewhere in Texas. That's all I'm going to say. This Rochas Jr. So you prepared for what's about to happen? Have you seen Facebook Marketplace?
Oh yeah, I have.
Okay, Junior.
I've been studying up on this also, going through Facebook Marketplace, trying to. I'm trying to guess on what James is going to pick out for the show.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm a pretty tricky guy. I don't know. Let's see. Can you guys all see the screen okay?
Hey, Trev.
And real quick, is this Portuguese pricing or like
Trevor?
Sorry, I had a little phone troubles there, but we're good now.
Are you at your house or are you in a classroom in Cal Poly somewhere?
I'm at Bree's house right now.
Oh, that
Because my house was not working. Wi-Fi was not happy.
There's a great picture of your future wife and her father-in-law.
Yeah, there it is.
She is a doll.
If you don't marry her, Trevor, I will kick you somewhere and it'll hurt.
Hey,
okay.
There
You
it
know what
is.
I'm-
We got your graphic. That's badass.
Do you know what I'm saying right there?
Schultz, we did it. Screw you.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I said.
No, James came up to me, Kevin, like poked me in the chest hard. Like, I'm like, James, it's all kind of part of the shtick. Like, we have a competition. I wanted you guys to win. How the hell you did all that? Yeah, I never
James was fired up that night.
I was fired up the whole weekend.
Yeah, James was fired
he
up
was
from the
pretty
moment
pumped.
that he got there.
Yep.
Monday nights with Massetti.
Exactly right.
Hey, can I just before we go on Facebook, can I just point out that all three of these Massetti drivers, James, Kev, and Trevor, all ended up as points champions in their class.
Oh.
And James's came down to the wire Saturday night between he and Garrett. Whoever finished ahead of the other guy was the points winner, and James did his job, and all three of them are class champions now. So that is, it's pretty cool. The coolest thing that for me is that just shows the consistency that all three vehicles had, and that the work that everybody puts into them to keep them going all season long, because it's a lot. So
I also got to say, in our pro mod class, I was only here for half the events, but it was a ton of fun with so many trucks that went to every event, and we're really running for the points. It made it where it was, every night, every pole really did actually matter. So it was cool. It was a cool season for sure.
yeah, it was very good. So,
And you mentioned the work that everybody puts in. I think we should mention all the work that you put in. Thank you, Brian, for doing all that.
That was pretty much the sole reason that all vehicles were at the events.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't think that's a big secret.
He's a great crew chief. Thank you.
I will say that if we were at any other event, any other town, that gray truck would not have seen the track on Saturday night. That son of a bitch would have got loaded up, and we wouldn't worry about it till next season. But since it was our hometown, we said we're going back to the shop. Luckily, we had ring and pinion and axle stub shafts on the shelf right there.
Yeah. Did you order more spares yet or no?
I've been kind of busy, Trev.
Oh, okay.
I'll get them. Don't worry. I'll get you covered.
Okay, good.
I've been a little busy today. Anyway, that was fun.
Thanks for putting a buffer in between Xander and Junior. We appreciate that. It helped him get that ring.
Yeah,
Really
we're looking out for you guys. We're looking out.
Oh yeah, next year
I like
everybody-
that.
the scales
I
over
like
there
that.
are wearing the ring on there. The scales over there, guys.
You know what? I'm gonna flip you off with both of mine.
I want Junior to show his ring. Give me a second. Gotta make it big.
Do you have your ring on you there, Junior?
No, it's in the safe.
Jeez.
Oh, that a boy.
Loser. You didn't bring it?
Didn't even
What
think
a
about bringing it.
loser. Jeez.
Finally got the ring. It's going to be in a safe spot.
There you go. That a boy.
It took 3 years, but I finally got it.
All right. Well, can we all see the screen? Or I don't know what's going on here.
Ryan, how many calls have you gotten from Friday until now?
I don't know, a lot.
Hundreds. Hundreds. All right. I'll get the screen back up there, James. Just give me a second. Good job, James.
Good. Ready?
How do you roll? Yep.
All right. Well,
Oh, that's cool.
what's that?
I thought Jason and Kinsey came. Well, I thought Kinsey came up with that, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the work of me and PowerPoint.
Yeah, Brian, I know how good you are at technology. That it's really not really difficult what James did.
It's not
It would
terribly
take-
difficult.
It would
After
take
that.
you at least 3 to 5 days. One day to turn your computer on.
Jason, that's enough.
Hey, we're
That
friends.
must have cost like $1,000 to get that made. I bet
It did. It did. Now, this is our 4th edition of the show. Quick reminder of the rules. You're guessing the listing price. I'm going to show you a marketplace listing. The closest answer without going over wins. It's Price is Right rules. 1 point for the closest and 3 points for the exact guess. Winner may or may not get a GSI t-shirt depending on supplies. And we invite the audience to play along. I can't
Yes,
see
in
the
the comments.
guesses, but yeah.
All right.